Hello, everybody. I have the correct mic selected so y'all can hear me
Hey.
right at the start. I do not guarantee to remember the next time I need to change it, but this time we're here, vibing. Us, as you. Oh, and us is Hard Knock Dice. If that was not immediately obvious from the logos and stuff beneath my chin. But I specifically, we as a collective are Hard Knock Dice. I am Ian, as it says right around here between my fingers. These lovely gentlemen around me are my players, while I am their god, both benevolent and malevolent, depending on the day. And yeah, we played the Gosm, the Ghost of the Saltmarsh, in this here campaign, and that's what we're going to be doing today. It's another one of them sessions. Also, I'm noticing my hair is very frizzy today. It's unfortunate. That being said, brief announcements as per usual, raising money for the International Medical Corps. That link should be popping up in the chat here momentarily. They are helping out people over in the Ukraine who are needing assistance both in the mental and physical department. So I encourage you to click on that link, donate what you can, because people need help. There's bad times on occasion, and those are real bad times. So do what you can for the people you can is a good deed and greatly appreciated. Aside from that, does anybody else have anything they would like to announce? Anything at all? Bueller. Yes, no, maybe so. All right. So, the week before last, on the Gosm, our brave adventurers continued to sail the high seas. Kind of. They started out fighting for their lives on the high seas as they were in the middle of a combat with a bunch of hostile Marrow, which are evil mermaid people that are really big for some reason, who had laid a trap in the middle of the ocean using a ruined vessel and one singular sailor just unconscious on the deck to lure people in. Unfortunately for them, they lured the Fouad Kaon, including our adventuring party, who went to investigate and did gruesome and violent battle with them and beat the fuck out of them with a swiftness. Some took a little more damage than others, but ultimately emerging victorious. Some a little frazzled, maybe their hair standing on end, for those of you that have hair that got lightning bolted. Others just a little crispy. The sailor making it out unscathed, having gotten fully healed and then told to book it to the ship. But finding nothing of value aboard the wrecked vessel, you guys returned, made sure this guy did not think that he was about to be murdered by a bunch of pirates, as he soon realized that he was on a pirate ship, and moved on. Your new sailor buddy quickly being put to work because he's on the goddamn boat. He knows how to sail. He's gonna sail. God damn it. Pirate or no pirate. They believe in making use of labor that is available. But sailing for a few days, a little bit of conflict as Julian continued to show his distaste for Glamel's shenanigans. And if you forget, Glamel is their currently Boggle, not Booger, Boggle companion who has bopped on over from the Feywild to hang out with the party for a bit, causing some shenanigans. Julian scared the pants off of him, though at that time he did not have pants yet. And Gloob and Yakum took exception to that, and then proceeded to hang out with him and help him steal some bits and pieces of clothing to wrap him up in a like pirate motley kind of thing he's got going on now.
I forgot we did that.
I didn't. Glamel is very colorful now. But for the most part, hanging out, getting some good weather some days, a little bit of worse weather other days. Discovering that they had either entered the territory of or just happened to cross paths with a traveling Elder Tempest, which is a being of is an elemental force of nature on a scale that none of them have ever come across or really ever heard of all that much. Seeing an example of this being who created miles and miles of storms just in its vicinity as it travels around. Both the pirates as well as the party, different amounts of awed by this thing's presence. Artois showing quite a bit of reverence to this being. Julian and Yakum seeming to have a bit of some religious fervor and associations with its presence. And we ended our session with Jakob feverishly trying to perfectly capture the essence of what it was like to be around this thing, this being, on paper. And Bart doing his best to help him and make sure he's not actually sick. And talking to him about what being able to show people that example of Heronius's presence might do for them, whether it may convince them to be more just. But we left off that session with you guys going to sleep on your 7th day of travel, knowing that you should arrive maybe as early as the evening on the next day, or maybe early on the 9th, who knows, depending on how things go. So, gentlemen, stop me if you are something you want to do that night, but otherwise you will wake on the 8th morning of travel aboard the Flood Kiln.
Quick refresher. It's
yes,
been
sir.
1 million years.
It's been a whole
many,
2 weeks. What's up, buddy?
I say, how many days we got left?
That, like I just said, you have maybe one more full day, maybe a little less, maybe just a smidge bit more. It really kind of depends on this next day. Maybe you have fair winds and arrive a little earlier in the evening of the 8th day, or maybe get slowed down and arrive on the 9th.
Who rolls next?
Yeah, who would like to roll a d20?
Me roll.
Who rolled the last one?
I do not remember. You guys have each rolled a couple of times apiece, at least.
I'll roll the d8 if we need to.
Everything results in a secondary roll. I will tell you that now.
Hey, 19.
A 19?
The 1.
I don't know if high is good or bad, but it's there.
Where'd my fucking tables go? There they are.
I think we rolled a 19 before. It was totally good. You don't even have to look at the sheet.
You said you rolled a 1? Okay.
You wrote a 19. And
No.
you rolled a
A 19 is relatively favorable to you as you guys wake on your 8th day of travel to calm skies. Relatively calm water, as calm as it can be in the depths of the open sea. Nobody's going flying anywhere. Nobody's having to make any checks to not go sailing downstairs or slamming into walls. Relatively calm day. Some light cloud cover drifting through the sky lazily. No large amounts of wind. No shortage of wind either. So you guys figure you should arrive on schedule this evening. Unless anything weird happens throughout the day, who knows?
Glue, but much like he has the past couple of days, will awaken, and as soon as he realizes that he's awake, will quickly pop up out of his tub and look and see if Glamel is still there.
As of today, Glamel is still there.
Okay.
Much easier to spot at the moment.
Hell yeah.
Had previously had a tendency to blend in with his little kind of like nest situation he would get going on, kind of like in a corner that would kind of get heavily shaded. Much easier to spot. Very bright colors.
A multicolor pack of flamingos.
Yeah, there's reds and greens and blues and yellows and mixtures of the three. Mixtures
great.
of many colors. A lot.
You just
He's
said
got
he
a
was
lot
wearing
going
whole
on.
bunch of,
Yeah.
You said he was wearing a bunch of bandanas, and in my mind,
Bandanas, yeah, like a couple,
things,
got a
like
couple of
bandanas,
sashes mixed in there probably. Like he's whew.
Some billowy belts.
Yeah, like just basically whatever loose pieces of attire that were able to be acquired were all just kind of wrapped around Glamel's personage.
Hell yeah.
Oh man. So, is there anything in particular you guys all want to do today? You know, due to your last conversations had with Prosper Artois, that you guys should be arriving this evening. Not earlier, you know, you don't note speedy skies, but all things considered, you guys lost some time, you gained some time throughout travel. It seems to have more or less evened out. You're still arriving there just over a week. So,
What is Jakob doing this morning?
good question. What is Jakob doing this morning?
We go again with
Just
the drawing.
still drawing? There is
once-
only so much paper on this boat. I don't know how much paper you guys have. So,
That's
You're
all
gonna
right.
use all that paper I gave you? That's
are
like
you at
a
least
stack.
using both sides? Like, are you front and back?
Yeah, anywhere that he can draw. Once he runs out, he's gonna take out a dagger and some wood carving tool and start trying to
Okay.
carve it into the floors.
Into the floor? Oh,
I just want you to know that that's very dangerous on a boat.
you're carving this into the floor, not into like any of your wood that you have on you.
I mean, if I have wood on me.
I mean, I
then
believe you've said that you've collected like bits and pieces. I would say it's pretty reasonable to say that you have scrap wood for whittling if you so desire.
Until it runs out.
Oh, good
And
God.
then it's the floor and the walls.
Bart would definitely say
Are you just staying in your cabin doing this just out of curiosity? Just want to clarify? Okay, sure. Roll a wood carving check for me. Go ahead and double check your proficiencies real fast. Just make sure. Should be on that left-hand side close to the bottom for your tools.
Just have smith's tools.
Are you sure about that?
Unless
Are you
you
positive?
added it in
I would
and
say
then I
why
removed
don't you just
it.
double check for me, Christopher
I might have removed it.
Jacob.
Because
I
I
hate
was
you.
worried that I might have accidentally
You
been
bitch.
fucking around with something and then added it myself.
I hate you.
I appreciate you.
I hate you. Where'd they go? Wood
have it
carver's
back in.
tools. I already did it. It's in there.
Were you gonna be carving before breakfast or
I would
after you eat?
I would start with the paper until I run out.
How much
And
paper
then-
did you have?
Would you be obsessively creating content before breakfast?
There's no time for breakfast.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Jesus Christ. Alright, well, let's find out if you woke up before or after Julian.
I'll take the high.
You'll take high? Alright.
Sure.
Always high, baby. High has never done me wrong.
Oh. Julian was out of the cabin before you got started with a 24.
Man woke up early.
I'm just. How much paper did you give him, Bart?
I don't know. I removed it off my sheet.
How much paper do you have in your inventory, Jacob? Like 3,000 sheets of paper.
I only have one left. So guess I didn't add it, but I would have gone through a lot of
I imagine you would have gone through a lot last night because you said you spent like a couple of hours. And I don't know how much time you were spending on each individual drawing. But I'll say if you have only got like one sheet of paper left this morning, you are trying to do it right, so you're not hurrying either. But Jakob's also not an artist. Like, he's not a professional painter or sketch artist or anything of that nature. So I'd say you probably spend like a solid half hour on your last drawing on the paper before you move on to whittling away at your wood, which you are much better at. So probably would take a little more time at.
Okay. I rolled a 16, so that's plus my proficiency. And
Plus your
that's it?
dexterity.
Oh, plus.
So you would have a
dexterity,
plus
so that'd
5.
be
So 21.
21. Nice.
Not bad at all. So yeah, with this wood carving, and like I said, you spend a bit more time on it as you are much more comfortable with these wood tools, as you spent a fair amount of time in the recent past whiling away evenings at the campfire and on the trail and on the march and all that fun stuff, just kind of working at your hobby, at your pastime. And I'd say probably within about 45 minutes to an hour of just kind of going away. So you probably started at like your larger chunks of wood, right? So about the next 45 minutes to an hour, you create a what to literally anybody else who would have observed this is a very good replica of as best as can be expected out of a singular block of wood without having paints or other textures of wood, other types of wood, other wood grains and things to add to it, to what you guys saw yesterday or the day before yesterday. But
Into the corner it goes.
into the corner it goes. And so you continue. I'll say we'll just kind of let that 21 ride as you like I said, similarly to with the painting, the drawing that Bart assisted you with, you are working with a single-minded concentration that is bordering on manic, but is also very calm and almost meditative, like we said previously. It's very, very focused on the task at hand.
So,
Yes, sir.
Jonesy wants to make sure that his partner in crime is going to be good to go for a very delicate mission in the next day or so. However, Gloob is traditionally very, very bad at reading what is normal for humans. Would Jakob allow me an insight check?
You're absolutely welcome. Jakob would not be attempting to hide anything.
You can certainly try.
9. I get +1 to these. I thought I got +2.
Is that a 10? So does that make it a 10?
Yeah.
Okay, that's different. I will say, all things considered, that with the time you have spent around Jakob and the amount of time you have spent around all humanoids and things, it almost slips past you, even with that, even with all your newfound experience. But you're kind of, you probably get all the way, you're munching on whatever's for breakfast, and you just go, Jakob's being weird.
Gloob is literally taking piles of paper out of in front of the door so he can leave just with all these scribbles. I was like, wait a minute, this is odd.
Yeah, you're just sitting there and you're like, wait. Fuck ass loads of paper on the floor. Jakob's not eating breakfast. It all comes together for you, all the pieces.
So, I guess while Bart's cooking and Julian's eating some of Bart's food, and right before I go up top deck to do our normal day activities with Glamel,
Yeah.
I'll kick Jakob in the shin lightly and just say, "Hey, are you good?"
Uh, yeah. Well, what's wrong? Do you need me to do something up top?
No,
There's
I'm.
more marrow?
What?
Are there more marrow?
No. Are you okay?
Yeah, just trying to focus on this.
Blue looks at all the papers and everything else around the room. Yeah, I can tell. Are you gonna be good for tomorrow?
You mean what we talked about?
Yeah.
Yeah, what we saw, that it was a sign. It's I need to do what we talked about. We'll get it done.
Right, but I need you focused on that.
I will be when the time comes. But for right now, there's not a lot going on. And this needs to get done.
You don't think it's done?
No.
Okay, when will it be?
I get it right.
When I have achieved perfection.
When is that?
I'll just know when it's right.
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I feel great.
Is he sweating? Is Jakob sweating?
I mean, little, like, intense. Maybe. I'm very focused on what he's doing.
Does Gloob know like what fever is? 15? You know what a fever looks like?
I'd say is that a 15 like total for your medicine?
Yeah.
I'd say yeah, probably so. It's a common enough affliction. Yeah, pretty common.
Is this whole interaction going on right there in front of everybody?
In the cabin. So I mean,
Yeah,
y'all are
it's in
probably
the cabin.
yeah. So you guys are probably
assume-
in the kitchen or something.
Yeah, I assume Bart has already left early to go start cooking. Which he kind of messes up. Kind of burns the stuff and has to kind of resalvage it with an 18 total on his cooking.
Whoa! Holy shit! You're gonna disappoint literally everybody on the boat. That's like the first time we've rolled like below a 25 in a long time. Like,
Thank God I'm not eating anything today.
whew. Yeah, you definitely like.
It only tastes amazing and not just fucking
Yeah.
mind blowing.
Oh yeah, but you've been feeding these people for like a week at this point with that same consistency of just stupendous skill. You get some looks. You get some looks this morning. People a little worried.
I burnt it, all right.
Danek even just like first mate just kind of like, you feeling all right today?
I'm just gonna show him. Well, I found you could do this thing with some of these leathers, and I kind of made this ball that bounces, and I was playing with Brila, and we were just scurrying. She was scurrying all around the room getting it, and it was a good time. And I wasn't paying attention, got things a little bit too crispy, but I salvaged them the best I can. I mean, you got to make do with what you got. Don't want to waste no resources.
All right.
Lunch will be better. It'll be fine.
And we return to the cabin as you are aware fully of what a fever is. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. No, I mean if he doesn't look to have a fever, I'm not gonna touch him. That'd be an asshole thing to do of me.
Poke.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There,
Luke just turns around and starts to walk out. What?
okay. Goes back to it.
All right.
Would Yeah. Okay. So you've started carving into. What are you carving with?
The wood carvers tools that I usually use.
He's over there with the fucking sword.
He's gonna really flip his lid, and he's gonna go out there and start trying to carve it out of the mast or some shit.
Gloob's gonna go find Bart.
You come out there as you see a still vaguely concerned looking Denek Arsted kind of walking away from Bart, where he's smells a little burnt in there. That's weird.
Smells good. That's not a lie.
Still smells good, yeah.
Can you check Jakob for like a fever or something?
He's still acting damn weird with all them drawings.
Oh, you seen it too?
Yeah, I noticed it last night. I tried to talk some sense into him, but he seems fucking loopy. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't notice it until I tripped over the stack of papers that he had in there.
Well, it was pretty dark this morning, so I didn't quite see, what extent it had gotten to. But I gave him my paper. I didn't realize what he was gonna.
I swear to God, if he's took my book off. Okay, I'm good. Never mind.
But yeah, he seems kind of obsessive over drawing that sky elemental thing, or whatever it was called. I don't know what to do.
He said he was going to do it until it was perfect.
Right. He tried to say that he needed to make it into something that inspired awe, like seeing the creature in the sky to begin with. But, I mean, that's something that people, as like an artist, do their whole life and most of the time don't achieve, from what I understand. So I kind of feel like it's good to have, lofty goals, but you kind of need to work to them over time. And also, he's not being remotely healthy about it, so that's kind of like two red flags there at once,
Nope, but I'll take your word for it.
Well, I mean, I mean, there's definitely an issue. I gotta talk to him again, but
I thought you could just might heal him or something, because I know sometimes you get people that were going through the swamp and they would be talking crazy, and it'd be because they got sick from a mosquito bite or something like that. But a little bit of like swamp root, and they would be okay afterwards.
Well, and Bart would kind of say in a hushed tone, I mean, Jakob's never been 100% okay, you know what I mean? Like, he's kind of always had that look, kind of like, kind of weird look to him.
No.
Well, what I mean to say is that he's been through a lot, so, I mean,
yeah,
maybe we just need to scale things back a little bit and just
how do we do that?
I don't know. Maybe he'll be all right once we get off this boat. Maybe that's doing it to him. We can get to some land for a little while, let him touch some grass a little bit, and walk around some, and it'll be okay.
Okay, but can you do it now?
Touch grass.
Yeah, we can go talk to him. Sure.
Like try to heal him.
Yeah, I can try to do some. Sure, we go take care of it. I'll take my little pirate apron that I have off, and I will toss it to Brila and walk out of the kitchen. Everything's cooked, so I guess it's just up to her to make sure that people don't try to take multiple servings. So I trusted her abilities to bite the fuck out of someone who tries to get more than one bowl. The big fucking squirrel teeth.
Big old sea squirrel teeth.
Sea squirrel teeth. Just
Sea
snatch a seagull right out the air.
And your wrist.
Right.
Okay. It was like a little squirrel hand like catches the apron. Does her best.
Art goes back to the room. Gloob is going to hide outside and is going to tell Glamel to hide right beside him.
Okay.
Where's Where's Julian at? Maybe we could all talk to him together.
Julian is on the deck. He would have been going to speak to the captain.
Oh. All right. You've been going to do that relatively quickly? Do you figure you would be there already? But like before they were doing this particular thing?
He probably would be up there and waiting for breakfast to be ready, and he would break the ice for the conversation by bringing breakfast up for the captain and the first mate at the helm.
Gotcha.
So, not quite, but very nearly.
So I'll say it's entirely up to you guys whether we want to go ahead and have Julian's conversation with the captain or not, or if you guys want to get him beforehand. Should we to A or B?
A.
A. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Both.
I just yes. Appreciate the
I would
specificity.
like you to bounce back and forth between both, between each sentence.
Syllable
That's
of the
crazy.
Got
Man,
very
you know what? Roll initiative. You know what? Elder Tempest came back mad at you guys for some reason.
Said I'm not a goddamn deity.
Anyway, so breakfast has started to have been served shortly before Gloob came to fetch Bart, we'll say. So Julian, you've grabbed a couple of breakfast, and are taking them on up to L'Artois. You approach, he's at the helm as usual. He's got, like before, he does take his meals up there by the wheel, so he's got his little table with his chair over there.
Morning.
Oh, good morning. Lovely day for sailing. Oh, you're
Thank
so
God.
kind. So kind, so kind. What can I do for you? I did not imagine you would be coming to talk to me of your own volition.
Nothing terribly of gravity, just wanting to solidify the finer points of how today is going to go when we arrive.
Yes, what specifics would you like?
Will we be needing to check in? Will we be using an assumed identity? Will we be left on the boat?
As I have
Yes,
told
that
you and
the
your
other.
friends previously, you will be free to roam. So I have told you the places that I would recommend you stay away from, considering your group's preferences and the things that
Right.
cause you
And
great
if
discomfort.
will our home base be the ship or some form of boarding house?
Whatever you prefer. Probably not my boat. Staying away from my boat, probably a good idea after you've made landfall, as it were. As is it not? Stay where you like. Make a friend. Stay at their place. Stay at an inn or tavern. Whatever you like. I don't particularly care. Just
Fair
don't
enough.
not drawing too much attention to yourselves during your stay. That is my only request.
I don't intend on it.
Fantastic.
Any recommended tavern or boarding house or anything along those lines?
We will, of course, be docking in my prince's ward section of the city. It is split quite informally, just depending upon where there are the parts of the city that are attached most closely to their own personal residences. But there's an inn tavern that is on that section of Hell's Hearth known as the Sea Dog's Respite, which is fairly reputable. I hate French. It's terrible. But it should serve quite nicely unless you just desperately wish to explore and stay in other sections of the city.
I am only aware of some shopping, perhaps, but I'm assuming any kind of market district or the like would be easily findable.
There is no market now.
Oh,
Things are scattered about. Kind of depends on where anybody who is wanting to open up a shop has been able to get space. If you're able to get the space for your shop, you set up where you're able to get space.
Do you see him like stops and that doesn't sound efficient at all.
It's not. Not only does it not sound efficient, it is definitely not efficient.
It's like a real packed up island then.
You could say that, yes. He's kind of chuckles a little bit.
Some more thinking face there for a second. He's like,
Right, well, think that'll about do it. Just wanted to know what to expect when we arrive to make things go more smoothly.
Like I said, law is not the correct term, but is a certain etiquette that is expected to be followed. Do your best not to kill anybody. Violence is unavoidable with the sorts that within the sequences. It is impossible to avoid in its entirety. Try not to murder anyone. Try not to get caught stealing from anybody who can fuck you up or has influence within the princes, or specifically on Hill's Hearth, and the like. Yes. Don't piss anybody off too terribly badly. That is the best advice I can give you.
I don't think exchanging coin for goods and services should piss anyone off too badly.
Not at all.
So,
No, not at all. Everybody's happy to get coin. Just kind of looks at you. I don't know about yourself. I hope some of your friends are business savvy. People will try to rip you off.
I think Bart's a good read of people, even if he's not a merchant. So,
Wonderful. You should do just fine. So, you are a threatening looking bunch. If you're square friends with the sword, if he is around, it is entirely possible that they won't risk it. They like being intact, and some people react violently to their pockets being emptied.
right. This was both Cody and Julian doing a chuckle there.
well, thank you for your time. Enjoy your breakfast.
Of course.
Let us know if you need something.
And with a nod, he will
Don't worry, I will.
head back off. Probably go find a nice little bit of railing to watch the sea in the direction of travel while eating.
Awesome. So, around that time period, you guys are going off and are like, maybe we should get Julian to get all of us in there at once. And noting he is not around the galley-ish area of the vessel.
Spaghetti, why? That's not normal.
What?
Who's out here making spaghetti on a boat?
Right?
For breakfast.
For breakfast. He's got hearty breakfast. You got a carb load.
Breakfast
You got a
spaghetti.
carb load. It's fine.
Julian's very confused with that 18.
It's spaghetti, and then he tried to mix some SpaghettiOs in it to try and mix it a little bit. It just got really weird.
Spaghettios are gross. Why would you
It's
do that?
breakfast spaghetti. It's got spaghetti and eggs and sausage and cheese. It's a weird thing.
Oh my god, this keeps getting worse and worse.
This
Okay.
is terrible. Stop speaking. You stop that. PvP. PvP.
You go
So
attack
is it like-
Bart over his breakfast spaghetti? That's so fucked up.
I think they're going to attack you.
So, just kind of look over at Gloom and be like, why don't you... And then just kind of see Glomel like, right, okay. Notice that he can't talk to him directly. And just kind of walk back to the staircase on this deck and just go, hey, Julian!
He's just looking at his fork.
Yeah.
It's
Yes!
leaned up against the railing, eating.
Come on down here.
Myrrh!
Brr.
Myrrh!
Had just kind of gotten settled and gotten started eating, and just kind of like assemble his tray and fork again.
Because he knows if he leaves it there, it's not going to stay there on a pirate ship. It's just going to be gone.
Right. Right?
Also, a moving boat. It'll probably be off the side into the water.
Leaves his plate there. Summon Shadow Spawn right behind it. That ought to do.
He comes back to Shadow Spawn's like, sorry, man, I was hungry.
No. Yeah, he collects his breakfast accoutrement and heads back down.
All right.
Um,
So you guys are all gathered outside of your outside of your room.
like, sets his cup down on something and begins eating again.
Well, we're about to go talk with Julian because he's gotten kind of, a little obsessed about this whole drawing of the storm.
I mean, I haven't done any drawings.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, excuse me. Look at names. I'm getting it. Sorry.
The fever's going around.
What fever?
Concerned look from Julian.
Glue feels like Yakup's got a fever. I didn't think there's anything wrong. Anyway, we should go talk to him as a group because, it's kind of getting weird. More weird.
Right. I mean, he seemed overwhelmed by the tempest, but it's pretty overwhelming, pretty emotional for me as well, to be honest.
Right. That was a fine event. It was all inspiring, but he seems to be taking this, trying to capture its essence a little bit too far. You know what I mean?
Trying to what?
Capture
He's a summoner now.
No, with like a material representation. Shit, I don't know.
I haven't spoken to him. I don't know what you're talking about.
You hadn't seen the stacks of paper just thrown all around the room?
Yeah, but I honestly kind of figured that was something Glamel was doing.
Yeah, that's fair, but nope, it's Yakum. He hadn't left his room since that storm came through, basically, as far as I can tell. Just been drawing the storm over and over.
So opens his mouth, finger up, closes it again, finger down.
Well, if we're concerned, let's go talk to him. He's usually pretty reasonable, as long as we're not killing guards.
Your pirate guard count?
Yeah, I was actually just coming to the same thing.
No, I need to know.
I don't think you should kill anybody, whether or not they're pirates or not.
I just spoke to the captain, and he said, try not to murder anyone.
That's right, try.
And, don't get caught stealing.
Don't steal, and you don't gotta worry about that.
Right.
He's not wrong.
All right, let's just gonna go into the room.
Lou was not gonna answer that for fear of lying to Bart. I may make a promise that I cannot keep if I open my mouth right now.
He says, not stealing is the best way not to get caught, and not lying is or not speaking is the best way not to lie. All right, I guess then we go.
Yep. Hey, Jakob, how you doing?
When you walk into the room, Jakob would have his back to the door.
Holy shit, that is
bent
a lot
over.
of paper.
Bent over the floor, and you hear kind of just a scraping sound.
Jakob, we've got money. We don't need things to sell when we get to port.
No response.
So, they're all like pretty fucking good artworks, right?
Most of the paper is actually. There are a few good ones in there that are like pretty decent. I think Bart took the only really good one. I think he pocketed it last
Most of
session.
them were like pretty good, and he took like the super fine one.
Most of the paper drawings. The wood carvings though, so far, all pretty fucking good.
I mean, you can make some coin, but like, we're set for the moment, I think.
No response.
No humor either. Bad sign.
I'll just say, Yakim, come quick, there's pirates all over the deck.
Turns around very quickly with the dagger in hand, like ready to throw it.
All right.
Where?
So I mean, they were on a pirate ship. They're all over the place.
Hold on, I gotta roll. What? Oh, nat 20. Iron face right there.
Holy shit, the blur. You
His
fucking,
face
you
blurs out.
phased him out of existence.
I forgot to turn off my
Jesus.
autofocus. Bam! Fixed.
All right.
Bam.
You all right? You've been kind of focused continually on these drones of that storm, the big elemental.
Yeah, it's something that needs. It's important. I talked to you about that.
Right, I know. It just still seems weird to me.
I mean,
I don't.
go ahead.
It just kind of seems like something you're being a little bit, like obsessive about, right?
I mean, wouldn't you be obsessive if Soroli sent you a sign?
Oh, that was for sure a sign. But that was an experience for us and our hearts. I don't think we can or should even attempt to capture that.
It was an experience for our hearts. To show us the wrath of Heronius and what he's doing to punish those that are stealing people and sell flesh.
Oh,
Right, but like, I mean, I know Heronius said he's got like the gauntlet with the lightning bolt in it, right? But I didn't think he was like a lord of storms or elementals or anything like that. I thought he was like law and justice and swords and armor and stuff.
I mean, aren't they breaking laws and committing injustices? This is his way of stopping those who are out of land, stopping them from continuing what they're doing.
I mean, I guess I don't understand. I don't really see how that tracks. It just kind of seemed like a big storm, and it didn't really hurt anybody.
Well, of course, Erroneous wouldn't hurt us. We're not slavers. We're going to stop slavers.
Right. But, I mean, it's not like following us to the place with all the slaves and stuff, right? It's just kind of out there hanging out.
Well, that would be, I mean, it'd be presumptuous that Heronius would send something to help us. We're just us. He's a god. He has his own things to do.
Right. Soroli sent me a squirrel because it's hard for me to get around sometimes to help people who need it. I'm not connecting the dots with Heronius, and I don't mean to sound sacrilegious or anything. I just don't understand.
Blue is going to
Personally.
cast Captain's Talent and give himself advantage on dexterity-based checks.
All right. Noted. So you
Okay.
you spend the pommel of Captain's authority. Advantage on dexterity checks for the next hour. You also, I think you can fall 20 feet or whatever without suffering any fall damage. So
Yeats glue.
for Cat's Grace.
For when you fall off the ship.
Erroneous Gate has given me the strength that I have, and the armor that I have, the opportunity to save lives and end those that follow unjust ways. It's not clear in everything that he does, but that storm was a clear sign.
The most uncomfortable look in the world on Julian's face right now.
Jakob, I'm gonna get a little bit closer. I don't understand the sky people thing. I don't. I don't think I can. But I do know that I like reach his hand out and like touch Jakob's hand and grab the dagger that's in your hand that you're carving with. Like, I do know that this is not good, even for what you and I are trying to do. I'm with you. One thing I do understand is wanting to rid the world of these people that do this. I'm with you. You know I am, but something's... I don't think this is it.
It can help people. If they see what we saw, it might convince some people to stop what they're doing. And even if it's one or two people that are not out there taking women and children away from their families and doing wrong.
Jakob, do you really believe the people that look in the faces of those that they take are going to have a change of heart because they see a piece of paper? I don't think so. I'm gonna let go of your hand. And as I do, I would like to steal his ring.
Oh.
Okay. This is going to be a contested roll, obviously. Jakob, I want you're going to be making a perception check. Gloob, you're going to be making your sleight of hand with advantage.
It's going right here in the D&D Beyond.
Oh, no.
$27.
Holy shit. Jakob?
6.
Just caught up in the fervor that you currently find yourself that just completely gripped by. Not only do you not notice him sliding the ring off your finger, you don't even realize that Sin goes from the clear image of her that you've grown very used to back to that hazy, blurry, silent existence that you had only been able to experience her through before the ring. For now, at least.
We're your friends, Jakob. And do anything for you. I'd do anything to help you.
All right.
I guess what we're trying to say is this kind of seems like it might be a little bit unhealthy. How, I mean, I understand it touched you very deeply. You're taking it absolutely serious, and I think that is 100% commendable. But I don't think that the ends that you're trying to meet are going to be quite what you expect them to be, I guess.
A sign sent to us from any god would be a sign for us and us alone.
That's a fair point. And some people on the boat were saying that it was a sign from Procan anyway. That he does stuff
Dude.
with storm on the sea. I mean, I don't know.
I interpreted it as from Procan, the storm, Lord of Storms, but
And how does Procan feel about slavery?
Procan doesn't much meddle in the affairs of mortals, nor does he care for such things in general. But that is neither here nor there. It is not for me to interpret your religious experiences. Just to say, whatever sign you, Jakob, were given was for you, Jakob.
What if the sign was meant to be shared?
I don't think you can share it by trying to replicate it. The message, perhaps. But the sign itself. You're no god to share these signs.
But I was given the message to share.
And take that message to heart. And act on it.
I will.
You have like the wait, hold up moment for Julian.
Right, we talked about this. That oh shoot, somebody say something?
Oop.
No, thank you.
Bah!
Yeah, we talked about this last night. I mean, you know, Erroneous is, you know, doing justice and good deeds and stuff. I feel like if he wants you to kind of do an action, it would probably be doing something just or right or helping something along those lines.
And is it not just and right to put the fear of Erroneous in the hearts of those who commit evil acts?
I mean, I kind of got to agree with Gloob. I don't think drawing a picture of a spooky storm is really going to put the fear in folk who...
Gloob is left, by the way.
Did he sneak out, or did you just walk out?
Just after I said that, and we're here to care for you, I just walk out.
It's a look over his shoulder, but Julian doesn't want to leave Jakob on his own right now, without as much support as is possible. So.
Yeah, you step out there, immediately see Glamel, because you told him to hide out here, kind of be stealthy out here. Did a shit job of it. It seems like he's not quite used to how brightly colored he is still, and you see him just kind of like casually in like a patch of shadow where, you know, he'd normally probably do pretty good. Like a sore thumb.
Just like fucking highlighter pink and blue.
Yep, just doesn't do him any favors.
Who puts the ring into the bag of holding and runs upstairs with Glomel.
Okay.
There's somehow a black light in the belly of the ship.
Also, you just start hearing.
These pirates know how to party.
What is that water guy doing behind that door? He's got all kinds of crazy music coming from.
Anybody's got good raves to drown in.
Fucking sandstorm
Yeah.
on the ocean. Come on,
That's why it's
no.
fun. It's ironic.
Okay.
They call it water spout around here, but you know, what can you do? Anyway, so Gloob has absconded to the top deck.
I mean, I guess, I don't know. I just feel like this might be the wrong way of going about it, right? You know, like, Jakob, you're a man of doing good deeds and fighting for what's right and carrying out a martial service, fighting where the fight needs to be had. I don't think a sign for you to spread around art will be directed to you, right? I mean, I could be wrong. You could have more focus on this and understand it in your heart of hearts. This is what you need to do. I don't understand, and I don't connect how this is going to work, right?
Why can't it be both? Why can't I be the sword for Erroneous and someone who spreads his word?
Oh, I'm not saying you can't. I just don't think that this art is going to be the way to achieve the spreading of his word or his name.
No mortal can replicate what we saw.
Right.
You can make beautiful works of art, but I was there and experienced it same as you. And I've seen a great deal of beautiful art in my time, from my brother's cargo. Nothing can replicate what we experienced on this boat.
I can try, though.
And I think you should feel free to do so, but don't pin your happiness and sanity on such an endeavor.
Don't think my sanity's quite fine.
Oh, you're going pretty crazy.
Well,
Like,
I
it
wasn't.
seems like you're going pretty bonkers. I mean, I love you like a son, but you are going. I'm going to tell it to you like it is. I'm going to be honest with you, Yakov. You're going.
I was
I don't
simply
know.
going to say, the non-stop pursuit of a fruitless endeavor can affect your sanity over time.
You're like side eyes Bart, like, whoa.
I wouldn't be having this heart to heart if I wasn't concerned about you. What you're doing is worrying me and everybody. I'm trying to understand it, and I can't quite understand it, and it seems like it's hurtful to you. Or not healthy, at least.
How has it hurt me?
When's the last time you ate?
What time is it?
Right, see? That's a pretty good example.
I'll be right back.
He's gonna go to get a tray for Yakov as well.
First, Brila stops you.
I was about to say, yeah.
Really?
So the attack.
Yeah,
roll-
Brila just kind of like interposes herself between you and the food.
You get up there and there's like 6 pirates and Brila's just standing on top of a table with like 5 bowls on there, just snipping at people.
It's Yakov.
You see one of the big guys kind of like eyeing her, like, I think I could take her.
I've seen her decapitate a man. I wouldn't try.
Roll a deception check.
I would like to flash a genius to this.
You don't, wrong character.
Oh god.
Oof, you gotta roll good. Actually,
make it
you
an
maybe not. They may have a
intimidate.
really shit bonus. Let me double check. They don't have a good bonus, so
Dirty 20.
dirty 20. Well, with their big +0 and a 19 on the dice, you do still just kind of
I only got a +4, but I got a 16.
eyes Brila, looks at you, kind of at the squirrel, and walks off. Like, this isn't over. No, he is unarmed right now, so who knows? Maybe he's coming back later.
Jesus.
But yeah, Brila can understand. So yeah, she allows you to take a bowl.
I've still got mine half eaten, so it's not like I finished mine and I'm coming back for seconds.
Brila also uses a paw and kind of points at her face and then points at you. Like puts her face and points at the bowl.
Just gives her a nod. He has no intention of stealing food.
She was given instructions, following them.
You can check with Bart if you so please.
Here in your head, Bart. Fishman, take more food.
Yeah, he's getting it for Yakov. Yakov hadn't left the room in a long time.
Hasn't left yet. Making eye contact with the squirrel.
You can't hear. Yeah,
I know,
this is
he's
like
sitting
mental
there waiting.
communication. Yeah, so just kind of relaxes a little
Once the
bit.
squirrel gives him the nod, he will proceed. He ain't here for misunderstandings with Brila, alright?
This is after she's only been blown up once. Give it time.
She's either going to grow more cautious or more reckless, one or the other.
Monk squirrel.
While Julian does that,
Yeah.
Uh, sorry. Look, Bart. These people, they aren't gonna stop. And if my looks around, Sin?
You notice her. You still see her, but she's fuzzy again
Okay.
and doesn't seem to react.
Kind of scrunches his face. If my daughter, they had the opportunity, they would have taken her. They would have taken my wife, taken everybody I care about, and they wouldn't care what that would have done to me. If they could have, they would have taken me. To fight in their pits for money.
Yeah, absolutely. They're bad people. We definitely need to stop them. I don't
They
disagree
need-
with you.
They need to be shown the error of their way. And if I can, it's through these drawings. And if they don't show the way, then they die.
Well, I feel like that's quite a step. You know, I mean, how do you envision this happening whenever you show someone who might be practicing slavery on some folks, and you show them one of these pictures?
I'll tell them about Erroneous's wrath and what's coming.
Are you hoping it works or doesn't work?
And of course, I hope it works. I
Are
don't
you
want to.
expect-
Don't
you
want
expecting
to.
Sorry. Are you expecting it to work though?
I want it to.
That's not what I asked. You expecting it to work?
I don't know.
I mean, it'd be nice if I could go up to folk and say, "Hey, what you're doing's wrong," and just cast a spell and they reform their life and do things right and free all their slaves. That'd be amazing if I could do that. I wish I could. But I don't think showing them the picture's going to do any good better than me wishing I had a better spell to use on them.
Then they won't free their slaves. I will, once they're dead.
And I mean, maybe some folk out there deserve that. Maybe that's the only way you're going to make the world a better place. I understand. And to a degree, I agree with that. To a small degree. If someone is just going to do evil for evil's sake, own self-profit, never change, that might be the only option. I'd like it to be the last option. I can understand where you're coming from.
If they sell in flesh, they get one opportunity to change what they've done. They choose not to, they die.
Just let me know at what point Julian gets back with the bowl of breakfast.
Probably be around now, I would imagine. You're not too terribly far.
Shortly after that statement comes walking up. And here you go. Just presses a bowl with a spoon in it at Jakob.
You're eating spaghetti with a spoon?
It's what Breely gave him, alright?
Breely said, sure, yeah, you can get another bowl. Got me with a spoon, though.
Frowns down at the spoon.
Passive aggressive squirrel, bro. What is this?
Very southern squirrel.
Jacob will look down at the bowl. eat what's there with his fingers.
I mean, all right. So you want to kill some people who are doing slavery? I understand that.
This conversation has shifted.
Right. I believe you came in on they get one chance or they die when concerned enslavers.
Awkward silence from Julian.
Yeah, 'cause we know we're going
Right.
to a place where there's a bunch of slavers, right?
Yeah, and we super can't make a big scene. Just spoke to the captain about it.
I'll do what I can for the people that are in need.
If you die trying to free some slaves there, which you'll probably die in, seeing as I think it's like an island or something, they're not gonna make it far. You'll help more people alive. So unless you plan on, like, buying them and freeing them, that's about all we're gonna be able to do there, I think.
This stone face. I'll do what I can.
Right.
Jakob, if you go off and try to free some slaves in this town, you're going to get you and them slaves killed. I thought we already talked about this. I mean, if you go out and do, you got to think about it. Even if you go and find some slaves, 1, 5, 20, 100, even just one, what are you going to do with them once if they're on an island? They can't get off. You're going to make them come with us to where Julian's brother's at? You're going to buy provisions for all of them? You're going to sneak them in and out of the city? What do you think's going to happen if a slave gets caught trying to escape with someone after they kill you and us for trying to save your life?
Any slaves that I free will have a better life than they would there.
They won't have a life. They will probably either be put back into slavery or made an example of for trying to escape.
The slaves that are there are meant to fight.
Okay.
So what
What
do you
they-
think it's gonna be like if they're able to contain a whole shitload of these people? I imagine the defensive measures are significant.
Real quick, just for clarification, not all of the slaves that happen there are fighting slaves, right?
The vast majority. It's one of those where they kind of said
Majority.
that. So generally speaking, the slave trade is in like manual labor and blah 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 blah, and so you need a bigger slave market. Here, there's not much of one. It pretty much any of the slaves that are here that are like that end up on the island aren't just like passing through and just stay on the boats that they're being like that brought them in,
Right.
are ones that are going to the fighting pits. You may have the odd like maybe there's maybe a wealthier one who they do want to have like a servant in their
So,
house, but
you
that
mean to
vast
say
majority
that-
would be slaves that are destined for the fighting pits.
So imported slaves to this town
Right.
are slaves meant to be combatants.
Right,
And
yeah.
Other slaves are there by happenstance or
Correct.
an in-between type kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any of the slave trade that actually occurs in Hull's Hearth it was communicated to you by Artois that the ones that are being bought and sold for use there in Hull's Hearth are almost exclusively for use in the fighting pits.
Right.
How
So-
long do you think that they have? A day? A week?
I don't know. How big do you think Hull's Hearth is? How many slaves do you think they got? I mean, is it a town with 500 people? 10,000? How many slaves are there? 100? 1,000?
I think it's pretty sizable based on conversations with the captain.
Right, but we have no idea. I don't know what we're getting into at all. And they're not telling us this information because they don't want us to do anything stupid or foolish, I'd imagine. it's a good thing to do. Freeing these people is something I want to do. And when we're in town, we can learn all this information and come back and do it at the right time. But right now is not that time. We got to do this smart. If we're going to free these folks, we got to do it the right way. Otherwise, we just get killed. I get killed, you get killed, Glue probably gets killed, Julian's brother dies because no one's there to save him. Artois' prince probably loses standings, and maybe the only good pirate prince out there, just see Prince is lessened in power to try and reform the rest of them. Is bad from every angle. Those that you might save, however temporary it might be, even if you manage to get them on a ship and they all knew how to sail and y'all could sail off on a boat, you think pirates won't catch them?
Try and fail to save 10 people now and die in the process, or live and save 1,000 people over the years. Seems like easy math to me. If you want to do the most good, that is.
I don't like it any more than you. I'm going to make a promise to Julian. We're going to get his brother back. And if we try to do this, it'll be as good as signing the death sentence.
I will help you go find a slaver ship and we'll just kill the shit out of them and free a whole boatload of slaves afterwards.
I made my agreement. I promised to you. Kill the doctor. I don't break my promises. I will do everything I can to remain alive so I can keep that promise.
The captain told me of a handy little place to stay when we get there. It's called the Sea Dog's Respite. Let's maybe just let you rest there. I'll do whatever shopping or whatnot needs to be done. You said it's not like centralized, kind of scattered or whatever. I guess we'll see when we get there.
Stop laughing. I can see you doing that, DM.
Pirates. Organized.
We'll see when we get there.
Right.
Hand on Yakup's shoulder.
I'm gonna go check on Glue.
All right.
Right.
And he
I'm
will do so.
Gonna pull out another dagger and keep drawing.
Are you carving that into the floor?
Probably so, you imagine.
I was when you walked in.
There you go.
Yakup, I mean, I don't think they're going to appreciate you carving up their floor.
They're pirates. Fuck them.
All right. I'm going to go get you some wood. I'll be right back. Just hold
Already
on a
used
minute
lot of it.
and eat. Right. I'll get you some more. It'll be fine. Bart's going to go find a pirate that'll be willing to part with, like, some form of, like, an end table or something like that he can just, there you go, stop fucking around with stuff. Just give them, like, 2 gold or something like that for some wooden object they have.
Yeah,
in
just
their
roll a
quarters.
quick persuasion check for me, because that's a weird request. Like, you just want random piece of furniture.
17.
And actually, you'd have to go to somebody of importance on this boat for furniture. So you said a 17 total?
17.
Okay, so I'm going to give you your pick.
Okay.
So you know of 3 people that probably have their own space and probably furniture.
So captain, first
Captain,
mate, and
first
the
mate,
person.
or the caster.
I will knock on the next door.
You knock on there. It's early. Sure. Yeah, he's in there. Just after you knock on it, just uh, come in.
This is going to sound like a weird request, and I don't mean to disturb you none, but my friend next door is going. He's kind of having a little bit of moral crisis, and he's starting to make art in your floor, and I just need some wood to keep him whittling on that until we get to town sometime in the next day or so. I'll just kind of like look around
Okay.
his room to
And like
see
I said,
if I can eyeball something.
Yeah, you see, like this is described previously. It's not a giant space, and mostly it's got like shelves where you see like a bunch of crap that is like herbs and other plant shit and things. The little altar that we described in his living arrangement, sleeping arrangement things. And this is the first time you've seen this dude without the goggles, like the like kind of the sample so you see like is a drow. Blood red eyes. He says 17 on your persuasion check.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I'd pay a course. I mean, and it would only be for a day, and then you could get reimbursed and whatever in town, right?
right.
Yeah.
I imagine we can part with perhaps some of the smaller pieces of wood meant for repairs since we are so close to port.
That'd be wonderful.
Best to do so before he makes too much damage.
I agree 100%.
The captain would not be pleased for him to be vandalizing the boat or the ship.
Right. I just found that out right this second.
17, I suppose. He'll just kind of exit his room and like lead you over to where some of their supplies are. You're able to get like a few of the smaller pieces of wood that you
Sure.
figure will keep Jakob tied over.
Okay, I'll give
They'll
him
tide him
5
over.
gold.
I will be sure that this gets where it needs to go.
Or at least don't tell anybody. He's giving like a smile and a wink.
Just kind of raises an eyebrow. But you were able to bring back wood to Jakob as I imagine he's still carving the floor while you're gone.
Looks almost exactly like he did when you walked in first, except he is muttering to himself, but also to Sin. He's saying, they don't understand. They don't get it. And he looks up, like he's looking at her, and then looks back down and continues drawing.
Okay.
Drawing.
Drawing with a knife. Okay. You receive a delivery of scrap wood.
I'm just gonna kind of like look at the maybe I don't know 3 or 4 whittlings. Like, did you want any of these?
And if they're not right, you can have them if you want them.
Mending.
Oh, you're fixing the floor? So that takes a minute to cast each time, right? So you're sitting there trying to trying to fix the floor. Okay. All right. So like I said, it will probably take a few minutes of casting mending, but yeah, I imagine easy enough to do.
Are you talking to Sin about this stuff? Your daughter?
Yeah. She's always here.
She agree with you going off to fight folk?
I mean, she's always been here.
I mean, I assume she talks back to you, right? I mean, not talk back like, being petulant or anything.
Yeah, of course I always talk to her.
You think she should go kill a bunch of folk?
She's never killed anybody. And I wouldn't want her to.
Right, but I mean, when I came in, you were telling her that we didn't understand, right?
She knows about the gods. She knows how these things work.
So she's in agreement with you?
Uh, I mean, uh,
Bart, as you guys are kind of having this conversation, you know you're back and forth. I'll say pretty easily with your passive perception, you probably glance down at Jakob's hand. That ring's not there. You didn't see it happen,
I
but
did not. I
but you
actually
definitely
rolled
would
for it.
notice. Yeah.
I rolled for it, but only got a 24.
Yeah.
So
So yeah,
I also rolled for it, and I got an 11.
yeah, y'all suck. Gloob said, "I'm a bad bitch. You can't keep me down." Like, but
all right.
at
So-
this juncture, I'll say that, especially with that Sen being the focus of the conversation, you notice the bare finger.
So what's San telling you right now?
kind of looks up and then looks down. Just, I mean, she isn't saying anything right now.
All right.
I think she's just trying to help me focus by being quiet. And scrunches his face like the same face he made when you mentioned her previously.
Yeah,
Like trying to see and that they're not fully focused or whatever.
right, yeah, like she's kind of fuzzy. Jakob, I'll say, I'm just gonna leave this up to you. You decide when you think Jakob would notice that the ring is gone. This is something that's on your hand all the time. As soon as you think that Jakob's focus would shift from what he's focused on right now to more general awareness, that's entirely up to you.
It will take a little bit more.
Yeah,
because
I just want to make sure
not in
that
a good place mentally.
that ball is in your court right now. So
Okay.
whenever you decide.
All right.
Yeah, just trying to help me focus.
All right.
You know, she's a good girl. She wouldn't want anybody to get hurt, but you know, she's a kid. She doesn't understand everything.
All right. Will she ever tell you to do stuff?
Like what? Find
know.
frogs? Ask me to find frogs for her.
All right. Yeah, that sounds like a fun thing.
She's a witch.
Yeah, Bart's legitimately asking, like, is this motherfucking ghost telling you to murder people? But he's trying to come at it in a very gentle way. All right. Well, finding frogs finding frogs and catching them sounds like a fun thing to do. I'll let you get back to your woodland. Just, come and find me and let me know if you run out so I don't gotta keep doing this on the floor. All right?
Oh, all right.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm just going to continue getting one of the last ones sort of rubbed off in the room, and
God damn it.
mending the last etching. And after that, since Jakob's obviously not paying any damn attention, with practically no subterfuge, I'm just going to kind of keep in the same position on the floor. I want to cast Detect Magic to make sure, ritually, to make sure this motherfucker doesn't have any type of weird shit going on with him. And give him a good once over.
Yeah. All right. So you said you were still casting Detect Magic. I mean, detect the sword, and it, like you detect the magical trappings that are familiar at this point, minus the ring. You know that is notably absent from your standard scan, but nothing else. Nothing else seems to ping.
All right. Well, I'll give him a good old emboldening bond. I'm like, all right, well, maybe this will help you out. And then when I get to the door, I'm gonna snatch it away and see if do a lesser restoration to make sure there's nothing afflicting him. Kind of give a little bit of a pause.
Probably had like a bit of like a headache from like
Right.
really focusing, so that goes away. It's like, oh hey, had some ibuprofen. Nice.
You hit that man with 800 milligrams of ibuprofen.
Hell yeah. But just
Like a
instantly,
decongestant, an anti-nausea. You just hit him with all that
all
good
at
stuff.
once. Hell yeah.
It's better than a D4. You're welcome. Okay, yeah. If he doesn't stop acting weird after a few seconds, I'll just pull the door to worriedly get back to the deck and you can get to other characters. I guess.
Keep muttering. You
Julian.
just keep hearing muttering.
Julian had gone off to find Gloob.
Mr. Gloob. Mr. Gloob. Yeah. I imagine you find him unless you are trying not to be found, Gloob.
I mean, I suppose it depends on how Julian comes to find him.
He's not like on a warpath. He's just wandering around his usual haunts for the past 7 days or so.
Blue will clock you as you're trying to find him, and like not knowing you're coming to find him, he will like find a position away from you as you get closer, and just like try to casually find something else to do on the other side quickly. And then when you divert path, he'll clock you again and do the same thing.
Roll to sense avoidance.
Oh god, this is not my character with a good perception check.
Don't you have a 16 wisdom?
And that's it.
You don't have
What's
proficiency? Oh.
17 total. So
Not bad.
I'm not giving myself much hope.
I mean, unless you're stealthing, Gloob.
I'm not stealthing. It's
So
it's also just like very obviously trying to avoid a conversation.
So there you go.
Hey! Gloob. You alright?
I'm gonna point to a pirate and say, "Is he talking to you?"
He's like hauling rope. Looks at Julian, who's clearly like looking directly at Gloob.
Acknowledges the. With
I
also
don't
a
think
confused
so.
glance and a hand up at the pirate.
Continues hauling ropes.
Yeah.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
You alright? I know we're all worried about Jakob, but it's gonna be alright.
Yep.
You seemed pretty worried before you left.
Mm-hmm.
He's still being weird, but me and Bart kept talking to him, and hopefully this'll fizzle out.
Yeah, maybe it takes some time away from things for things to stop.
All the subtlety of an anvil. Like
I'm trying not to laugh.
It's fine. It's
like a
Less than
baseball
a 10.
bat through a window. Like,
less than a 10 on the sense mode. Or insight. There you go.
Right. Well, yeah, we're pretty far away from everything, so that's probably gonna happen. But I am worried about him once we get to the island? Question mark.
Maybe. Hopefully it'll stop before then.
Yeah, well, we got like 1 day, and
Mm-hmm.
he's pretty hard-headed about slaves and such at the best of times, as are you.
Yep.
Just trying to make sure he makes it out of this safe and alive. He's gonna be fine.
Pat you on the shoulder.
Relax a little bit. Maybe you should talk to Bart. You look like you got like a headache or something.
Probably not right now. He's busy.
Motherfucker. No.
This is the
Lower
best
the
thing
last
ever.
time.
This is
God.
great.
It was a 9. Now it's an 8.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go see if I can catch anything. Last day on the sea, before go time.
And Julian's gonna go grab his fishing tackle and go fishing.
Okay. So,
Gloob has the brief cartoony image in his head of himself being a fish and Jakob being Julian, jumping in and biting him to death.
yeah.
For that insight, I rolled a 5 and a 4 respectively.
Wow. That is really not good.
Julian's real focused, right? We're real close to the objective. Things are getting real intense. His mind is elsewhere.
You better hope you don't get into combat today. Holy shit. Fuck.
He'd get in combat with these fish. Let's go.
I don't think that
Heals
counts as
up the
combat.
Tarrasque.
Tarrasque fish.
Fish Rask?
Tarrasque. The water Tarrasque. The Aquan Tarrasque. I don't know. I'll work on it. I'll workshop it. Don't worry. I'll have it ready for you guys by next week. Anyway. Is there anything in particular you guys would like to be doing for the rest of the day?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
come up and let these guys know that Jakob don't got his ring no more. I think that might be what's fucking him up.
So
I
you
didn't
come up
notice
there.
it until just now.
So they've had their conversation and Julian's gone off to start fishing and Gloob
Yeah,
is
and then I come
avoiding everyone, it seems like.
I'm gonna give one of those another embarrassing thing to where I go. Obviously, got great perception. Spot Julian on the side of the boat fishing. And probably see Gloob somewhere elevated. Hey, Gloob, come on down for a minute. Need to
Why?
talk to you. I just need to talk to you.
Hey, Bart, come here real quick. 1 sec.
Oh, all right. You're
Bart gets over to him and just kind of.
You might want to give him just a moment. He seems real stressed about the situation with Jakob. I know we're worried about him, but Gloob's taking it particularly hard.
all right.
I don't know if it's just that he's particularly worried about that or the stress of everything all at once. But
Well,
I-
I mean, I think I might know something that might be wrong. And
oh,
that
excellent. What is it?
damn booger guy might have stole Julian's ring. I mean, Jakob's ring.
Oh no.
I gotta roll a perception
You
check.
can see like.
Are you trying to be quiet about this? Because Gloob is trying to listen to you
Well-
right now.
I would say I'm being like a little bit. I'd say a little bit less than a conversational tone, like kind of hush, but not like whispering. You know.
18 plus 4 for a 22 to hear it.
You just kind of see like Julian like physically calming himself and just like places the rod on the ground for a second.
Yeah, go talk to Gloob.
Gloob absent-mindedly slides Glamel behind him.
It does not make him less visible.
Julian
Almost.
begins to angrily fish.
Almost. So fishing really poorly. That's what I'm hearing. Is you are catching nothing. Okay.
I'll roll a disadvantage.
That's worse than disadvantage. You said
Oh.
you're mad. That is like antithetical to successfully fishing.
Disadvantage is fine. I rolled a 2 and a 20.
Yeah, you are fishing like shit. You very nearly hook some of the pirates. Like if it had been a natural one, you'd have hooked somebody.
As soon as Bart mentions Glamel's name and it's becoming a thing that this might be Glamel, Gloob will panic slide down the rigging and run over to both of them hearing that, say, no, it was not Glamel.
What wouldn't go mill?
You're very quiet, Kent.
Oh, what wouldn't go mill?
I can hear you, alright?
Is Julian still there, or is this after Bart started walking over to you?
I slid down to you guys.
Oh, okay. Almost get hooked by the backswing.
Who else would it have been?
He yeets out into the ocean.
I don't know how much of that you heard, but I just noticed that Jakob didn't have his ring no more. And that might have been what's been messing him up the past couple of days.
No, I don't think that's it.
I don't know. He's pretty attached to that ring. It's the only way he can speak to his daughter.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I mean, what do you think? Do you know? I would assume that if someone was crafty enough to steal his ring, because you know he sleeps with that thing, that it'd probably
Right.
be Gamel.
If it
That
was
was my
Glamel.
assumption. That was
It
kind of like
wasn't
the
Glamel.
first-
Alright, because I only scared the thing, but Jakob will cut him in half.
It wasn't Glamel.
Do you know who it was?
Yes.
Well, who was it? I'll go kick his ass.
No? I took it. I thought it might be what's messing with his head while he's doing all this stuff, okay? It makes him run away. It makes him hide. It makes him do all this other stuff. It makes him cry sometimes. I took it away because I thought I might be driving him out because he started drawing all over the floors and everything else, so I took it. Like I told him I would.
Okay.
Oh.
No.
I mean, you told him you'd take it from him, but he started acting funny. So yeah, I don't know why we were keeping that a secret. I just noticed it when I was down there, so you could have just told her, "Hey, I want to take his ring and make sure he don't keep acting crazy."
Can you like sneakily put it back on his finger? Because
When'd you take
I
it?
imagine he'll be upset.
Just a few minutes ago when we were all talking. And yeah, that was the plan. If it didn't work, if it did work, I was just going to give it back to him.
Well, I mean,
Julian does not put two and two together when you were talking about away from something for long enough.
I'm not going to lie. I feel kind of certain that Jakob is going to do some rash stuff when we get onto the island.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was going to take this away so he wouldn't be focused on other stuff.
I mean, you look in the Jakob's eyes, and I think sometimes maybe the...
You said
the
this before. I don't see anything when I look into Jakob's eyes, Bart.
Can I roll above a 10, like, once? Just once today would be great.
No. You've inherited my luck from the weekend. Not allowed.
3 in a row under 5. This is fucking horse shit.
Welcome to my world.
I have a question.
What you just said about that was the
Yeah.
plan, just right over fucking
What's the question, Jakob?
Do you think they would be able to hear yelling from where they are?
Bart probably could.
Go ahead, continue.
You're down like 2 decks, I believe. I don't have the tailspire pulled up right now, but like there's an open like thing going up. So I mean, it's a closed door. He'd vaguely hear it, probably. Depends on
And
volume.
How long would it take to search the room?
Not long. Roll an investigation check. I'll tell
I
you.
did. It
Uh-huh.
was very low.
You-
It was 6.
So that goes one of 2 ways. Considering the nature of this investigation check, you either give up really fast and go, it's not in here, or you're flipping literally every single thing over. You're going through every single little thing. Your choice.
Probably give up pretty quickly.
Okay. So pretty fast.
Because a pirate has taken something very important to me.
Oh no. Fuck.
And you do hear yelling now.
Okay. You hear yelling from down below around this time.
I think that might be Jakob. I think he might have discovered that his ring's gone. He was kind of yelling down there.
Oh shit.
I didn't think I was gonna need Tailspire today.
Here, just
My mistake.
Just give me the ring. I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
Smoke reaches into the bag and hands it over.
All right.
I was
Okay.
just trying to help.
Hey, I mean, you told him this a long time ago. If it's anybody's fault, it's his. It's not a problem. You didn't do anything wrong. All right, I'll be right back. Parts is gonna go downstairs.
Okay. With swiftness?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
Bart will do one of those things where he'll be like, "It's not a big deal, Gloob. It's fine. It's fine." And then as soon as his short ass gets like out, it's like, "It's okay. You didn't do anything wrong."
Fuck. Okay.
Blue will go tell Glamel that they need to play hide and seek for a little bit, and we will both hide.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, that was a perception check
Oof.
at disadvantage.
Glamel's having a very hard time. Gotcha. Glamel's still having a very hard time hiding with his new outfit.
27 from Glue, if I can.
Natural
assist him
1
anyways.
from Glamel, so. Glamel looks like a very conspicuous, like, bat hanging from some rigging. Like,
Joey kind of like had sat there like Bart ran off to one side, Blue
Yep.
ran off to the other, and he was just kind of like left there. He's like,
Well, gonna wait and see how this plays out.
So,
Already in action to cast invisibility on Glamel.
looks over his shoulder to see Glamel hanging
just like
a bundle of rags. From
like a vertical, like, what is it? What are those called? Like the little flags? I'm blanking. Losing my words. But yeah, just from some of the rigging, just like, perfect. Stealth.
Joey just like,
But as some people hide, some people rage search, and other people attempt to stop the rage searching before it tips over into violence, we're gonna go ahead and take our break since it's 8:59. We'll just go ahead and do that because I feel like this is gonna be a lot. So
I would far rather deal with shenanigans on a full stomach. This is
yeah,
perfect timing.
we'll be right back. If you like PvP, you should stick around and see if it happens or not, because I feel like the odds may be good. I'm excited to find out. We're going to go for about 15 minutes or so, quick bio, stand up, stretch your legs. Julian said feed ourselves a little bit, but we'll be right back, and you should come back too. See you shortly. Bye! Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome back. I should actually probably change the music to something a little more tense, because if you are not aware, things are a little bit more tense about this time. It's yeah. I got happy moods. I got dark moods. We're gonna go with tense because it is tense.
And this will be
That
the
is
soundtrack
spooky.
to
Why is the
TV.
tense spooky? Let's see. Good enough for me. Normal fight. You'll do. All right. So, if you missed the first half of our session, our party woke up to the last day of their travel. They then were eating and stuff. Gloob noticed that Jakob was drawing and carving things, trying to replicate the Elder Tempest that they had seen not long in the past, believing it to be a sign from Heronius himself about justice that needs to be done and will be done upon those deserving, and that he needed to replicate it so that he could spread the good word, as it were. This prompted a lot of concern within the party, who then were having some chats, trying to get Yak to maybe chill out a smidge. Varying degrees of success, depending on how you define success. Gloob decided,
0.
fuck this. I think the ring is doing bad things with my boy's noggin, and sleight of handed the shit out of it with a 27, and nobody noticed immediately. He was hiding up on the deck. Julian and Bart wrapped up their conversations with Jakob and Julian, heading up on the deck to check on Gloob, make sure he's doing all right. Bart, in the midst of his conversation with Jakob, noticed that the ring was missing, where from its spot on his finger where it always was located, period, the end. Jakob, being as directed as he was, did not notice at first, giving Bart enough time to go up and explain his revelation, thinking that maybe the reason he was acting so weird was because the ring was missing. Saying that maybe Glamel, their boggle buddy, had stolen it. Gloob, hearing this, was like, oh, no, I don't want Glamel to die. And was like, no, Glamel didn't steal it. There's a little bit of back and forth, like, well, then who did steal it? Before he eventually admitted that he had stolen it out of concern for Jakob's well-being, as he had told Jakob a while in the past that he would do if he thought that the ring was causing problems. Around that time, Jakob, it seems, discovered that his ring was missing, and Gloob handed it over to Bart, saying that he thought he was just trying to help and doing something to help his buddy. And Bart told him not to worry about it, that he had been, and that he was going to go take the ring downstairs and take care of it. Hustling quickly, Gloob grabbed Glamel and then hid up on top of the deck. Julian returned to fishing. Bart was very calm until he made it about halfway down the first flight of stairs and then started to hustle. And Jakob is, at this moment, I believe, exiting the party's quarters on the vessel, believing that pirates stole his ring that allow him to see and communicate and even touch, to some degree, his ghost daughter. So, this is where we hop back in, ladies and gents, germs of all ages. So, okay, we joked about it during the break. I am actually going to go ahead and have Bart and Jakob roll initiative, just so we can have some semblance of how this is going.
Yeah. I rolled really good.
Phenomenal.
It's a dirty 20.
Good deal.
You're ahead of me. I got a 17.
Okay. So let me see if I can figure out how far down you actually have to go, because I have not mapped this out. And I didn't take advantage of the break to do so, because I'm a little bit dumb. Okay. So we got this distance right here. So it looks like, yeah, you're about 15 feet down the first flight of stairs. Getting around here. Direct path to get you all the way down is going to be about 55 feet. So you can be on the bottom stair and you're in this first round. So
Can I double move?
that's what I'm saying. With double moving,
Okay.
so it'd be 55 feet. So you'd be on the very last stair with your movement and action of 25 feet, correct? That was halfway?
Yeah. I'm just like, Jakob, calm down. It's okay. It's fine. Calm down. Nothing's wrong. Nothing's missing. Got it. Whilst running.
So, Jakob, we'll say that you're probably well outside of your room, on your way to locate perpetrators, as you hear as Bart is running down the stairs and starting to yell this out to you.
Is he on the stairs?
He's on. He's not quite all the way down. He's on the last stair. So you could, as you were coming out of your room, where the room is located, you could like just see him through some of the slats as you're kind of coming around.
Okay. Move out of my way, Bart. I have pirate's bones to break.
Why are you gonna break Pirate's bones? I got your ring right here. Calm down. I said I got it like 3 times coming down the stairs.
Who took it?
I did.
Why?
Because you're acting weird.
I've already told you why I'm acting like this. No reason to
Okay.
take my ring.
Said it made you act funny sometimes, right? You can have it back. I'm not keeping it from you.
I would prefer you tell me about this in the future. You take it. So there aren't misunderstandings and somebody comes a little bit less functional for a decent amount of time.
Let's just go back to the room. Everything's fine. Everything's okay. We can talk about it. I can catch my breath. We can enjoy a nice smoke, and it'll be fine.
Have you handed me the ring back?
Yeah, I got it in my hand. I'm just offering it freely. I'm not trying to keep it from you.
It's like
Put it
mental
back
image
on.
of like. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I will just very slowly. Not actually. No, not very slowly. Just puts on and then kind of clenches the hand.
Just
And
as
looks
you kind of
around
clench
for
in your
Sin.
hand, as it kind of, its magic just kind of very quickly returns to you, as it's not been long enough for you to be no longer attuned to it. So you do become aware that Sin has kind of floated down, like right next to you. Are you okay, Papa?
Just tears. Yeah. Yeah.
You look okay.
I was just scared. I'm sorry.
Is there something that we should be scared of?
No, sweetie. I couldn't find you for a little bit.
It's all right, honey bunch. I'm right here. Let's go back in our room. It's fine. No one else can fucking hear him saying those things to a person that's not there, so...
With tears streaming down his face, Jakob will very quickly look over at Bart with a pretty stern face. And then look back at Sin, pretty much immediately melted back.
Yeah, I know. There's just a lot of yelling. People are looking. Trying to make this not weird. I'm sorry.
Let's go back into our room.
Probably as a pirate, kind of peeking, like eyebrows raised. Nothing bad is happening. So it's like kind of goes back upstairs. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, I'll go back into the room with him. You alright? We good now? Kind of ease down a little bit?
Why would you take the ring without asking me?
Alright, now that everyone's calm, I'll be honest with you. Told you a little bit of a fib. In case you got real mad, I didn't quite know how mad you were. You seemed extraordinarily mad.
I was ready to break a man's bones.
Right,
Because
exactly.
I had thought that they had taken... If I had known that it was you, or
I get
Gloob, or
I get it.
Julian, be different.
Right. I actually didn't take the ring. Gloob took the ring. He said y'all had talked about it before, how it had sometimes messed with you, and he thought that it might be messing with you now. He did it out of a place of love, and I didn't want you to... If I said Gloob took it and you went charging off past me, my short dang legs couldn't catch up with you. So I said I took it so we could calm down and have a good conversation. Gloob's worried about you. He took the ring. He said y'all had a conversation about it before. That's all there was. No malice about it. He's just concerned. All right?
Of course, You all are different. I can understand with y'all, and I wouldn't hurt any of you. And he puts his hand on your shoulder and looks you in the eye. I hope you can. I hope you know that. I wouldn't
Right.
hurt you, and I wouldn't hurt Gloob.
Right. I don't think you would have went to, chop Gloob's head off or anything like that. But the way I thought about it is that if I told you Gloob took it, you would think Gloob had it, and you might have just ran on up the stairs and I couldn't catch you. You know what I mean? That's all.
It's fair. I probably would have done that. Ring is very important to me.
Right. Well, you got it back. There were some error and judgments made out of a place of love. Hope everyone's on the same page. Nobody meant no ill will by it. Everything's back where it should be.
Still just opening and closing his hand, almost kind of subconsciously. Yeah. I didn't realize she was gone.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I thought someone else was talking to you when I saw you didn't have the ring. That's why I was asking you all those questions about her. You didn't even have the ring on when I was talking to you. You seem so concerned with drawing these pictures or whittling or carving these pictures that you didn't notice. I thought there was something else talking to you, or, something else maybe whispered in your ear to do these kinds of things or to form some kind of, obsession. Right?
Yakub's gonna sit down on his bed. Just start crying. I've been asking, I've been begging for a sign. I thought it was finally it. Oh, you're so sure about Rolly. And, I mean, obviously, you got Brila. And that was your sign. I just wanted this to be my sign. And I mean, it might have been, it might not be. I really want it to be.
I mean, you could say Brila was my son, right? But you could also say the same way if a guard breaks a sword, the city gives him another one. Could have just been a way to make sure I keep doing the right thing in a timely manner. A deity issued standard riding squirrel.
I might have. No.
What's that?
I took it a bit too far.
Sure.
I let myself get distracted from the things that are important.
Fate's important.
What was that?
Said fate's important. It's fine to have fate.
Not more important than my sin. Not more important than making sure that I keep my promises. least not this. Gestures at all the disheveled papers that have been thrown around the room in the search. The statues that he's been making. This let me... I didn't even realize she wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we can get focused on things too much. It's fine. But hey, at least it snapped you out of it, right? At least you didn't go, Swahagan sword out, charging off into the fighting pits to go slaughter all the slavers and end up having some kind of last stand, waving a bunch of papers telling everyone to be afraid. Because my legs aren't that long. It's hard to keep up with. I have to bring Brila in there. And
don't get me wrong. I want that, and if I could free all the slaves there, I would, without hesitation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we get to the fighting pits and they're saying, hey, fighting pits just ain't making enough money, we're having a foreclosure sale and it's only about 10,000 gold, sure, we'll buy it up and free all the slaves right then and there, right on the spot. Lickety split. But getting ourselves killed when we can come back and do the same thing in a few days and keep our promises and make sure people get out safe is going to be the best way to do things.
Okay.
Not to mention, I mean, you're kind of a badass, Jacob. You go out and get killed trying to free a bunch of slaves a day. Just think of all the people you're not going to save in the next 5, 10, 15 years. Yeah, we've only known each other a couple of months. We saved a town. Might be stopping a revolution. And then the whole, I don't know, doctor experimentation pirate escapade organization thing. One step at a time.
If anybody deserves his fury, it's the doctor.
Yeah, he kind of seems like an asshole for sure.
I hope that we can deliver it.
Well, I don't think there's going to be much stopping Julian if they're in the same room together. I doubt he's going to let the doctor go through with the, this was my plan all along monologue. I'm pretty sure he's just going to go through the float until there's nothing but bone left. So if you want to get your righteous vengeance on the doctor, better run fast. That's all I'm saying. I'm not putting any bets on who gets his head, though.
If I can get Julian to the doctor and he can do what needs to be done, should be Julian. I'll kill the ones that try to stop him.
I feel like that's the right thing to do. Well, I mean, to be honest, a lot of these drawings are fucking terrible. I'm not going to lie to you. I love you to death, but some of these drawings are garbage. But some of them are really good. I don't think you should stop drawing altogether. You might got some talent hidden there. I'll pull out the one that we kind of drew together. Like, this is really good. I mean, I don't know if you used to draw a lot as a kid or something, but I mean, I'd pose for you if you want to do a picture of me, maybe get Brilla in there for a couple of drawings or something. That'd be real nice.
You know what we could do?
try.
Maybe we could get some. You could do some drawings of us, and we could send them to Julian's family.
Something like that.
All right. Bart just imagines that's a lot of emboldening bonds. Anyway, come get some fresh air. You're getting pale.
Just looks at his arms. Yeah.
Looking a bit peaked.
I mean, unless you wanted. It's a pretty small room. He just kind of pulls out the pipe slowly.
Sure.
All right. So yeah.
Okay. You're just hanging out down there.
Yeah.
Puff, puff, passing it back and forth.
Indeed.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. I don't pass out. It's like the second time I've smoked with him.
Comatose. Just absolutely just fucking zooted.
Is there a perception check on the drow next door with all of their herbs and spices and things they have?
You imagine at this point he probably has gone up to the deck to perform his sea witchly duties, like making sure everything stays all right. Check. He probably not super busy since it's pretty clear skies out, but just checking in every now and then. So he'd probably notice eventually.
All right.
Depending on how long y'all are going about it.
All right.
For the rest of your guys' day of travel, is there anything else anybody would like to do?
Yeah, after like 20, 30 minutes of no murder, like Julian's gonna be like, it's quiet. Too quiet. Eventually he will seek out Bart.
Gloob, were you thinking of something similar?
Gloob is staring, terrified at the stairs, waiting to see Jakob to come up them, and is hiding, ready to cast invisibility on Glamel and run. He's like calculated a plan to where he's going to make Glamel go invisible, try to steal a ring of swimming off someone's hand and run.
Oh no. Okay, but so if you're just sitting up there 20 or 30 minutes later, you see Julian head off to go down the stairs.
Best just to wait. That's
Well,
we did
Gamal
that.
just like,
We used to do that. You make people wait just a little bit too long, they get curious and look on their own. Don't do that.
Gloob out here playing like when I play Hunt Showdown, just saying.
oh god, he is.
Those grung, they do a lot of traps.
Where's the W key?
Gloob is the developing W key for his tribe.
That's true.
That's
Gloob
Jones'
say.
There's a barbarian, and his nickname's W.
Gloob says 3 rat 5 U.
Oh man, so yeah, Julian, you head on downstairs. It's a little bit of smoke wisping out from under the door.
Oh god, he set the place on fire.
Ah!
Oh god.
Probably able to ID that pretty quick. Just, it smells familiar.
That's a good sign.
Halfling gas.
God damn.
Works every time. Can pacify entire nations.
Soon. Got that knock on the door.
Giggling, I assume.
A little bit of coughing.
Opens the door and kind of peers in.
We got Jakob's dirty book, and we're fucking both reading it at the same time, laughing. And I go, hey, I'm telling you, that should be a slippery salamander, not a sloppy salamander, because if you got both legs behind your head, then there's no way that's going to be. Okay, how's it going, Jacob? Or Julie?
Hey, it's Julian.
A 12 on the deception check, he says.
I was just checking to see what you were planning to cook for dinner, but I see you're busy, so I'll leave you to it.
Oh, wait, what time is it?
That door is shut.
It's no later than noon. You
Yeah,
cooking
yeah.
breakfast.
At best.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes time to cook food.
No, it doesn't.
Don't defend your time dilation like this, my guy. Julian's gonna head back upstairs and looking over at where Glamel is, just kind of.
I didn't see your hand motion.
He just does this.
Like, kind of like.
Hand is just gone into the void. No!
Just gives him a thumbs up.
Inquisitive eye. Does he mean it?
I can't see Gloob. I'm just in the direction of Glamel because I assume Gloob's in the same area.
I revealed myself once you popped out with an 18
Oh
on
my.
an insight check actually.
How the fuck does he do that? Anyway,
Things are. Stay here, just in case.
Julian
What?
strides back over to where he left his rod.
Everything's good.
seems like it. They're enjoying a smoke and laughing. So, seems good. I didn't stick around. They were reading from Jakob's weird book,
Hmm.
but no raging and no weapons and laughing good. So yeah, I left them to it.
I got a hold of a book in one of the guard towers that was talking about de-escalation tactics, and this is what it sounds like.
Interesting de-escalation tactic, but it seems to work. So
I heard there was a bit of a commotion down there. As Janek Arstead kind of walks up. Heard there was a bit of commotion downstairs. Doesn't seem to have turned in anything.
supernatural mishap. We have taken care of it.
Roll deception check. At disadvantage.
Because, disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
Oh, well, that's not good. 6.
Yeah, he just kind of raises an eyebrow and was clearly
Who's
like,
asking?
I don't believe
Who
you.
is this? Is
Danek
this a
Arstead,
random-
the first mate.
Oh.
Like, and when he said, we heard there was a bit of a commotion downstairs, he kind of like, kind of tilts his head a little bit back up towards Artois.
The taking care of it part is real. It's also private.
Uh-huh. Our ship, not private.
The your ship part has been taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Roll a perception check.
Charisma bonus, don't fail me now. Oh, sweet. Dirty 20. Yay, over 5.
Just kind of looks at you for a few seconds. Make sure it stays that way.
We intend to.
Turns around and walks away. Jakob was screaming bloody murder down below the deck, so they noticed.
I think- Like, watching him walk away and back over at Glue.
Taken care of.
Not if Jakob's still doing whatever that is.
Well, he wasn't drawing when I got down there, so I have no idea what Bart did. Maybe magic, but whatever it was, taken care of. Look, I understand you're nervous about this situation. Perhaps more so even than I realized earlier when I spoke to you.
Just kind of gives you a look.
We've made it through a bunch of shit so far. We'll make it through this too. It'll be fine. Also, I think Bart healed him with magic or something.
It's probably fever.
Well, fishing?
Gestures at the rod leaning against the rail.
You don't have any spears.
Just like looks sideways into the distance, like
Spearfishing in water this deep doesn't really work. But this thing,
gestures at the rod.
you fish with it. The hook. Fish bite the hook. And it gets in their lip and you pull it in.
Sounds unnecessarily cruel to the fish.
And spearing them is much better. They don't die quickly on a spear.
Then you're a bad shot.
Side eye again.
Maybe.
I'll just hop up on the banister and sit right there while he fishes.
All right.
After a few minutes of this, kind of hesitatingly, Julian will.
Would your, Glamel, would, Glamel like to try his hand at it, perhaps?
Probably not. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, Julian. He'd probably toss your fishing rod overboard.
Gamal is not nearby right now.
I figured he was probably wherever Gloob left him.
He's no longer hanging from like random stuff, but yeah, he's away from the two of you at this time.
Just an offer.
All right. Is there anything else anybody would like to do for the remainder of today? Last day of this particular journey, anyway.
Since it is going to be our last day, and since Bart has had some things going on in the morning, there's a decent amount of still kind of cheese that's good on the boat. So we're gonna
Probably.
we're gonna go ahead and use like all of that. We're gonna have some loaded nachos for lunch.
Sure. Okay.
Tortilla chips are in abundance on the high seas.
You might have to.
Absolutely.
There's probably
bread.
you're using like hardtack as in place of tortilla chips, like
To make the tortilla chips.
loaded hardtack.
Take flatbread and then you bake it and dehydrate it till
Yeah.
it's crispy, right?
You have some facsimile of of tortilla chips. Something that serves well enough, probably with your skill.
I would be real. Like,
26.
with real cheese? Like, that sounds pretty good.
Nachos are always slapping. Ask Christopher. It's funny to us, and that's what matters. Anyway, 26 easily enough accomplished. You make something resembling loaded nachos on the high seas on a pirate ship in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And for the first time, you see Brila look as dirty as she's ever looked in her whole life, as she has nacho cheese dripping off her face and whiskers. Like
Which
she was-
life?
Just in there
Is
doing.
this a scene from a Goofy
All of-
movie? Like, it really sounds like it.
I don't know, man. I got a big squirrel. It probably likes nachos.
The Leaning Tower of Cheese.
If maybe that'll be in Pirate Town. You never know.
Good lord. Easily enough done. A smash hit with the crew. Surely you have started a trend of food requests to follow for many years.
We did it, boys. We can go home.
Hey, yo, boss, where are the nachos at? What the fuck? We're tired of your stupid ass French food.
It's
Done
just
with all the
pirates.
baguettes.
Arr, give me your nachos. and
Give me your
walk away.
nachos. Give me all of your cheese.
Give me the liquid gold.
Oh, no.
Anyway, bringing it back in.
I just got something that I want to do tonight whenever it gets nighttime. That's it.
You guys will be arriving in Hull's Hearth tonight.
Yeah. Well, right before we
Like right before you arrive?
dock. Yeah.
Right before you dock. Okay.
Like an hour or so before when land gets into view or so. So
Okay.
dusk.
Yeah. So, okay. So we'll kind of fast forward. As you guys, it's been kind of communicated that you guys are getting close. You probably wouldn't be able to see with the naked eye, especially as it is starting to get darker, but you've been informed that you guys will be closing in. And I'll say, like, as you guys have gotten closer, you've seen other ships that Artois and anybody else hasn't really seemed to comment on. And they're not like, not like super duper fast and a ton of them, but there are some ships kind of coming and going. Kind of seem to be kind of off in the distance, kind of heading in the same general direction as you guys, or you see some that seem to be exiting, like moving away from where you guys are moving towards. And some that seem to be almost patrolling the area. Seem to be kind of keeping an eye out as you guys get closer to Hull's Hearth.
Do any of them look familiar specifically? Do any of them have the markings that the slaver ship had?
The wreckage that was left over at the island?
Mhm.
Roll a perception check.
Oh no. Please roll low.
Natural 20.
God damn it.
From what you can see with the naked eye?
Hey, I mean, darn.
But yeah, no, not from what you can tell. So Gloob, you've been informed that you guys are getting pretty close. That you'll probably be there soon. The sun is setting. You got that nice like orange along the sea. The purples and all that fun stuff throughout the clouds. Very pretty.
Before this, Glue is probably every time a fucking ship passes them, like a dog that sees like a cow on the side of the road while he's in the car, like off the side of rails, just looking, see if I could just looking at the names and stuff like that of these ships. But eventually, I'll walk around to Glabell and I'll say, "You remember what I told you about pranks?"
Yeah.
Oh. They're only good if it makes someone laugh. They're only good.
Always makes me laugh.
Gotta be able to make them laugh after the fact too. Some pranks are for happiness. Yours and others. So
Make
we're
Gloob
gonna
laugh.
pull some- Yeah. We're gonna pull some pranks tonight, okay? I'm gonna reach
Big.
into the bag,
Nasty smile.
grab out 4 bottles of liquor. I'm gonna hand him 2 of them. I'm gonna say, "You're gonna sneak these into people's pockets without them knowing it. You're gonna wait until they realize that they have a whole bottle in their back pocket. Okay?"
Okay.
And I will do that with him. We will
You're doing that
slide up.
to the people here on the boat.
Yes. We were going around sleight of handing bottles of liquors into people's pockets.
Interesting. Okay. Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check for me.
Shoot.
Hey, y'all, the rum fairy visited me.
The rum berry.
Exactly.
How many of the bottles are you I don't know how to phrase this. Are you giving away? Are you
Inflicting upon these poor
Yeah, like I don't
passengers.
I'm very confused, but I'm
Um,
here for it.
I will be doing. Sorry, I'm looking for the bottles. I don't know where they're at.
I'd like to do 3d6 rum damage to this crew.
36.
Yeah. Easy peasy. And
That's not
Glamel,
the phrase that I expected to come out of your mouth.
holy shit, that's a lot.
That's
Julian, for his part, after a certain period of time, will have stopped fishing and is just sitting watching.
I mean, if you are splitting this up with Glamel,
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know what did you roll on your sleight of hand?
I have not rolled it yet.
Go ahead and roll it for me. He rolled pretty good. You probably
I
could do
also
better.
rolled pretty good. 24.
24. Okay, you're definitely doing it a lot smoother than Glamel, but Glamel seems to be doing it without notice. 36. That's only 18 per each of you, and you got like an hour or so.
22.
It doesn't go unnoticed for long because these are whole bottles of liquor.
Mhm.
So you start having very confused pirates.
Yeah, once we sneak him in there and whatnot, and I'll sit on the rigging with him, and I'll just say, "Now watch," and I will wait for that expression of confusion, and
Yeah.
hopefully turn into some sort of joy.
Absolutely,
because
because somebody's like, why is my sash is like heavy? What the? Like looking around, and it's kind of. Nobody seems to be like getting ready to like jump them or anything, but like, you stole my shit. And it's kind of. Stashes it back away. And just very similar things of people just being very confused about where it came from, but not being unhappy about it at all. They're like, oh, I have free booze. Except for 4 members of the crew who are just shit out of luck. They didn't get visited by the booze fairy.
They better hope their friends are jealous.
That's a lot of liquor. And it kind of, after a certain point, you said you rolled the 24?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. You probably see, like, not directed necessarily right at you, especially not during, but after you're done, you do see kind of Artois kind of stood up on the up by the wheel, just kind of looking kind of seems to say something to Arsted, and Arsted kind of starts circulating among the crew. You probably eventually hear him kind of basically going around telling people, stash it. Not until we're in port. I'm just kind of feeling like, if any of you get sloppy, I'll kick your ass. like kind of deal. So yeah, easily enough done with rolls that high.
Awesome.
Good stuff. All right. So, unless there's anything else anybody else would like to do. All right.
Julian will simply be. Oh, go ahead.
I'll get armored up and ready to go. That's it.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, easy enough to do. I assume everybody is being fully geared up for arrival.
Not much more than that. I was gonna say Julian will be like at the fucking prow, watching as we approach.
Yeah. All right. So, as you guys come ever closer, the sun is setting. That purple's getting darker and darker, and you can see the moon beginning to rise as the last of the sun begins to set. And you have to navigate. It looks like there's some kind of reef, or at the very least a sets of shallows that need to be avoided if you're sailing a deeper sailing vessel, a larger vessel that sits lower in the water, and that Artois seems to be navigating through these effortlessly. You do see more ships, kind of some that are patrolling a little closer. None not like super regular, like aha, we have these super organized search patterns, but there are vessels that are out and about and seem to be just kind of more or less keeping an eye on things. You note most of those vessels, I say the ones that you pass close enough to, do seem to have on their sails a visage of the Sea Princes. That same I would say logo, that same sigil that marks both Prosper Artois' ship and Farenzal's. You guys seen, like, these are the people that they are what pass for law enforcement, I guess, as close as it gets to. These are the guys that keep the rest of the pirates in line, and also take care of most of the protecting of Sea Prince interests, as you guys have been informed. But as you get closer, and you see a landmass creeping up, lights everywhere, and as you get closer, there are ships that are parked all around it. They don't seem to be up on any kind of docks. And you realize that the vast majority of what you're seeing is not land. It is a series of interconnecting, stretching out for hundreds of yards of docks from land. Like big central docks like big central pieces of wooden docking that seem to go out for hundreds and hundreds of yards, but then lots of smaller interconnected wooden bridges, little like rope bridges, all what seems to go all the way around the smaller central island that you can't really see much of aside from some slightly higher rising structures. And along these docks and pathways and bridges are an enormous shanty town. You see some of these buildings that are taller than they probably strictly should be and look like they may just fall over at any moment, but they're there and they're everywhere and they're packed together, and you see them kind of going up and leaning into those pieces of old boats and anything they can get their hands on for construction. It's almost entirely wooden. You don't really see any stone structures. And there's people everywhere, constantly milling about, crossing along these interconnected bridgeways, and you guys are sailing up to a completely unoccupied dock. Like there are a few of these docks that you see, and you can see where ships are actually docked, and it seems to be kind of almost in like a star of 5 points going around the island. You extrapolate from what you can see on the side that you guys are coming up on. But a completely empty one for Farenzal's vessel. And as you guys are coming up to dock, you do see a ton of smaller boats, like rowboats, and that seem to be being rowed underneath a lot of this docking. You see people getting on and hopping off, what appears to be hands exchanging coin. It's a little these guys appear to be providing transportation services between the sections of the city. And there's lights everywhere. Torches, lanterns, any and all light sources that you might imagine, haphazardly everywhere, making sure everybody can kind of see. There are some patches of darkness, but it's well enough lit that anybody who's trying to get where they're going can see them, and there's people everywhere. Packed. Just orcs, half-orcs, humans, elves, halflings, gnomes, dragonborn, tieflings. This is the most crowded and most diverse group of people, and the most colorfully dressed. Almost everybody is visibly armed, just about, and you figure the ones that aren't visibly armed probably have weapons hanging around somewhere. And as you guys finally slow and come into dock, Prosper Artois comes walking up next to all of you. Well, my friends.
Oh.
Welcome
hello.
to Hull's Hearth.
It's something.
Amazing.
Is kind of that seems to be most people's reaction to Julian, and then to Gloob. I agree. A thing of beauty.
Y'all got that wood treated for like a fire hazard? There's a lot of open flames, and that seems to be a lot of wood out there.
No, there are a lot of fires.
Fair enough.
This is where we will be parting ways for now. I will be going to take care of my business. You are welcome to wander, take care of whatever business you desire. I will find you if I need you.
The Sea Dog's Respite, correct?
Makes things easier. I will send someone if I so need. Hopefully not.
Can-
They will take care of what business I need to. Yes.
Can you point out where we're supposed to avoid?
So where you are now is my place. The pale flower. Her section of Hosath.
Did you see the pear flower?
The pale flower.
Pale flower.
The pale flower. He's just kind of smiling. This is her section of the city. As close to it as yeah, close enough anyway. The fighting pits are in the center, on the island itself. And just kind of leans back. If you could not notice it is this, you can figure out what the organization is, more or less. From where we are now, as I said, you should be okay as long as you avoid the chain planks and the fighting pits. The chain planks are almost directly across from us, kind of at this diagonal. Yes. They each section is kind of in this kind of big triangle going out, and then it kind of all interconnects. But that way is where you would like to avoid. Yes.
Within this district and the adjoining districts, there should be no conflict.
There should not be anywhere that is, like I said, myself and Captain Lixian probably going to be the areas where you'll find the most agreeable. Falonzal and I forgot my own pirates' names. Uh-oh. Don't worry.
That was a no for.
I'm on it. But Falonzal and Blakeblau, they are probably going to be some more opposed. As well as they tend to, those that you will find more distasteful will tend to gather. Caliban Zoot is, they are a bit of a neutral. It depends on the day.
Did you intend on informing Lucienne of her name being brought into things that she was perhaps not a part of?
I do believe she will find it very interesting. And she may very well wish to ask you some questions. If we have time, I will permit it. But if not, we'll be about our business.
Do you know whereabouts the Bloody Ward's at?
Bloody Ward, his shop, should be around here somewhere. He's moved a few times, it depends. But right. He's tended to hang out somewhere within this district. This tends to be where he is set up. Ask around. Don't let anybody push you around, and you should be able to find it pretty fast.
Alright, sounds good.
I told you before, he is unique.
Alright.
So, go. I will go about my business. I'm sure that you wish to pursue yours.
And when are you kicking off? Or
the plan is to be here for about a day. Hopefully right. Tomorrow afternoon is when we'll be leaving.
Sounds good.
Wonderful. Good luck. Don't get yourselves killed. That would be unfortunate to our cause and to our deals that we made. Lots of wasted time.
Hard to take care of business if we're dead.
Agreed. The Sea Dog's respite, if I have need of you.
Thanks for the ride. Yeah, look
of
forward
course.
to getting our business done.
Alright. He turns on heel, walks back in, seems to be kind of telling people what to do. They seem to be hauling things up to that is going to have to be like, this isn't going to last another voyage. Get rid of it, and, all and such. People seem to be kind of gathering like some of their stuff. They're gonna have a bit of a landfall as well. So you guys depart the Flood Camp.
Well, all right. Well,
should I follow him?
Follow who?
That's why
Why?
I'm asking the question.
I mean, I don't see any reason to. I might as well find where Bloody Ward's at and ask him the questions we need to ask while we're still here before we settle down someplace.
And we need to figure out where the hell this Sea Dog's respite is. I've got no idea. Just in this district.
He says, looking at the absolute rat's nest.
Total fuckery.
I just want to make sure that we don't forget that we have to do a job for this guy later on.
Oh, trust me, I've not forgotten.
Well, information never hurts that.
Right. He said they don't have a market district. It's all mixed in. I guess we just look around.
He says, sounding just incredibly unsure of himself.
Yeah, we talk to people. I'm sure people are friendly. Hey, you!
Oh no, he said that people will fight.
So y'all are setting off.
I mean, we could just start off by screaming out, "Hey, fuckface," and see who turns to look.
Gloob just said, "Hey, you," to the
nearest
person on the dock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So well, I mean, yeah. Here on the dock, it does look like there are some folks about that were keeping it clear. You get the feeling that probably got a reserve space so that when he shows up, he will have somewhere to put his boat.
We in that VIP parking spot right now.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
Like I said, you guys saw a lot. Like, you don't see nearly enough docks to accommodate the number of ships that are like at anchor around this place. Like, there are ships all over the place of varying sizes. Some as big as the Fouad Can, some that are much smaller. Like, varying sizes. Like, anything that can sail the ocean this deep is out there.
Julian's gonna take a moment before they leave the VIP parking spot to like put up and kind of shuffle that scarf just a little higher. Be not, as conspicuous, especially in the harsher, less clear lantern light that is illuminating the docks.
Oh yeah, it's
on the
hectic.
complete opposite end of that spectrum. Gloob is showing everything is on. Tricorn hat centered, gloves, rings on for show, parrot on the shoulder.
Nice. They'll be looking at him, not Julian, so this is great. Julian's just like, yes, good.
Shall we reel on the boat?
Hell no.
Okay, I didn't think so, but I mean, if we cause a ruckus, they're definitely it's going to be noticeable. I don't imagine there's any giant squirrels in this place.
Yeah, and
What's an artificial island called? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
A what island?
A not real island? Man-made island?
A clusterfuck of docks.
You call it Hell's Hearth.
Hey,
Yeah.
so.
There we go.
Okay.
Pretty good
And
name.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying that was a pretty good name.
Then Julian will begin with a few steps forward to begin looking for the Sea Dog's respite.
Okay, are you guys looking for the Sea Dog's respite first?
We can probably just hear or smell where it's at, honestly.
It may be hard to tell as you guys do start to exit and get away from the dock, which is it's pretty hectic already, but you can see beyond where there's this is like a little bit of controlled chaos here on this dock, and on the docks that, like, the few docks that do seem to be right here on the end, just past that you can see just absolute fucking insanity. Like, there is people like moving through, people kind of shoving out of their way, you see people drinking just out on the docks, walking through. You probably see somebody get tossed out of a door. It doesn't seem that there's an actual physical door. It's a doorway. It's hard to tell where anything might be. You guys are gonna have to look a little bit, but you can probably figure it out. You guys are getting eyes as you make your way into it, people kind of giving you an up and down. It doesn't seem to be like they take particular note of you outside of that you guys are clearly able to defend yourselves. You have somebody walk around in full plate with a giant fucking sword over one shoulder. Gloob's saber is clearly displayed on one hip. You're armored and have a giant fucking squirrel, which does get a few glances, but not enough to really be like, oh, that's really fucking weird, I'm gonna go tell somebody. It's more of a, huh, that's new. Anyway, like, going about their business. And Julian looks like a walking threat. So, he's a walking, breathing, like, just looks spooky. And he doesn't really stand out all that much, which is a first for you guys. Because, like I said, there's such a conglomeration. There are tabaxi. Like, there are people that look really odd. There are probably people who have, like, alterations that they have made to themselves either magically or with just a boatload of tattoos and other things. Like, you probably see some people that have some weird filed teeth. As you just walk around, you do not stand out nearly as much as you expected to, Julian. Like, this is a melting pot on, like, the biggest scale. So, out of curiosity, how are you guys locating the Sea Dog's Rest? Are you guys just doing a little bit of investigation? You doing a little bit of, what's the deal here? You guys asking? Or how's it going?
First question. Are things labeled, like, with signs and shit?
Not immediately, obviously. You know, maybe this place is. But a lot of the places that you're seeing right here, not really. You see people some people are like hawking goods. Some people are hawking booze. Like, it's like, you see somebody like who's walking around who seems to have a cart that literally just has like ale barrels on it. And they're just, as people, it looks like somebody looks like they have an empty tankard that they're just kind of stumbling along the docks. They get their attention to kind of haul them over and start filling their mug, like, almost against their will, and getting money from them anyway before shoving them away and getting the next person.
What kind of coin seems to be exchanged for a tankard?
For a tankard? Coppers. Like, especially these guys that are out here, like, moving in and among the crowd.
Yeah, just taking out a silver, walking up to one of the ones, hauling tankard.
Uh-huh.
A tankard, and where's the Sea Dog's respite?
He just kind of looks at you, where's your tankard? There are no cups on this dude's thing. He is filling people's mugs. Like,
just the respite, then.
You're still handing him the silver?
Yeah. Just
kind of takes it. Just kind of elbows somebody in the face who was getting a little too close and was kind of reaching for one of the spigots themselves. You're gonna go straight down there. Right. One of the only places with a sign. It's loud as shit. You'll find it. Just takes it and immediately start like, come here, and grabs somebody by their shirt and kind of brings them in and takes their coin while he fills up their mug.
Yeah, he gets only a nod before Julian begins walking.
He is already not looking at you. He got money from you. He doesn't give a shit.
Yep, and we're off. Well, and Julian's off. I can't.
What was that,
Jacob?
Jacob just said, man, I would have loved this place before. And anybody that tries to bump into Jacob, he will grapple and make sure that everything that he had on him is still on him.
Okay, that is going to be a lot of grapple checks. It is almost impossible to move through this place without bumping into people.
If it seems intentional.
Roll an insight check as you're walking through here.
Nice. 5.
Okay.
I'm sorry, 6.
Doesn't seem like it. It seems like a bunch of drunk motherfuckers. Like,
after a few times of seeing like Jacob suspiciously looking at someone, Julian will just say in kind of a loud voice,
I've heard if someone fucks with you, you can just cut them in half, Jacob, so I wouldn't worry about it.
And I would like to make an intimidation check.
Go ahead. That'll work for, like, the people within earshot.
Yeah. Well, don't mind if I do.
Don't make a scene. Also, Julian screams about cutting people in half.
No, that's the thing is, that's not terribly out of the ordinary.
Y'all have probably already seen like a sword fight in progress as you guys have been walking through here. Like,
Yeah, that's Julian's kind of reveling in the fact that he doesn't have to be so uptight. That'll be a 25 on the intimidation.
25.
check.
Yeah, the people like within earshot do kind of go. Kind of like drunkenly give a bit of a wide berth. Like they just kind of like whoa. But definitely, as soon as you get past that grouping of people, it's right back to the way it was. Like,
If whatever like
these are
vestiges of like
packed
civilized
docks.
restraint had been there will
Yeah.
like slip away from Julian as he just like sinks into the fucking swagger.
Nice. But walking through, and it's like I said, it is a conglomeration. Like, you guys are having to step over gaps that are just like straight drops into the water. Like it is, and it seems there's a lot less people falling than you would have expected. These people live here, they are here all, like, this is what they do, so it's almost like second nature. Some people do end up in the water, some on accident because they're too drunk, some fucking chucked, depending on what's going on. Some shove, some punch, some people fall. You hear a couple splashes where two guys go in together because they were just beating the shit out of each other and just weren't paying attention where they were going. Right off the side. Not a lot of railings around here.
This place
That's
is bringing
unfortunate.
back memories of River Street.
It's River Street on crack. But
No,
you guys do
just
eventually make
just
it.
River Street.
You guys do eventually make it to the Sea Dog's Respite, which, yeah, it's labeled. Barely. But it's labeled. There's a big side where it's scrawled and just like, it looks like it's not paint. It looks like it's tar was used to make this sign where it says the Sea Dog's Respite. And what looks to be kind of painted. It looks like very, like I would say it was flaking away, except it doesn't look like it got the chance to get old. It looks, just with some looks, it looks like probably people have thrown a mixture of like daggers and hatchets into it as like a target board of what looks like maybe was supposed to be like an upright dog with a pirate hat a little sideways. That's kind of like in a chair is what used to be their sign. And it is loud as shit coming in. Like it's just as chaotic, kind of shoving your way in as it is on the outside. But you guys are able to make your way in. What are you guys thinking? You just trying to get some rooms here?
To start, yes.
Interacting with a goblin that is hanging out kind of up at the counter, does give you guys I'd say probably you probably have to share a room as 4 people, able to grab a room for the 4 of you for one night for about a silver.
All right. Yeah, you go ahead and grab it for silver.
You are so quiet, Ken.
Oh wow, I don't know why it's being so quiet.
I don't know. It's like your volume's got really low for me. I don't know if that's just me. If it is, maybe I need to fix something. I have no clue.
It sounds alright to me.
Oh, Candace, super quiet on my end. I don't know why.
Sorry.
No, I mean that means it's something to do with my stuff. So I will figure it out.
All right. Yeah. I think we should just get a room. And is it already like past dark at this point?
At this juncture, like I said, you guys were getting here in the evening. It is dark. It is dark outside, but the evening seems to be in full swing for the people of Hulsarth.
Well, y'all reckon we should go out and try to find the Bloody Ward, or maybe do it first thing in the morning?
Find Bloody Ward, or at least get word of where he'll be at, so we don't spend all day tomorrow looking for him.
All right.
Good idea.
I'm sure we could just ask around in here. Right?
He says at the top of his
Yeah,
voice.
you guys are having to raise your voice to be heard.
I'm sure we could just ask around in here.
I'll
Hey,
go up.
you! Where's Bloody Ward?
What do you want? What?
Where's Bloody Ward?
He just squints down at you.
I'll meet his gate.
he's like big, this big orc dude who's fucking sloshed. What?
Hmm?
Um,
If you throw up on me, I'm gonna stab him. In
just roll a quick persuasion check. Just what's your how charismatic is Gloob right now? This dude is drunk as fuck.
Persuasion is +1. 18 + 1. Do I get my D4 here?
Yeah, I'd say you're still kind of on this. You're on the sea. I'd say it counts.
Plus another 1, so dirty 20.
Dirty 20, nice. So that dude just kind of sits there, and you can see like wheels turning, drunk brain working hard. I like your jacket.
Me too.
Edge of Pale Flowers District. He thinks about it, he points one way. That way.
Okay.
Can't miss
Awesome. I like your teeth.
it.
Friends.
This big smile, like leaks some ale like out of his teeth as he just took a swig. It's just dripping down his chin. Gets bumped into, immediately turns and just punches the shit out of whoever it was without even like stopping to pay attention. Brawl starts to break out right there.
All right, my good friends, as we go to the edge of the pale flower, and then, did y'all hear the rest of it? I think he said to take a left, and then we can go this way, and we can't miss it.
He just said Edge of Pale Flowers District. Can't miss it. Pointing that way. He pointed the wrong way at once, and then pointed the other way.
He said we couldn't miss it. I trust
Heading
him.
in that direction, I suppose.
Okay.
Well, yeah, let's go.
Okay. As you guys make your way kind of that way, just give me an investigation check as you guys look for this place. You're looking at the general vicinity.
I'm
So
keeping
good.
an eye on the folks around us more than anything.
Like perception, or are you trying to like insight them?
Perception to make sure people aren't moseying into directions to try and do some
Yeah.
thieving.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
22 on investigation.
22 also on perception.
Nice. Okay.
I only got a +3, but I rolled a 19.
Nice.
So I rolled, but I changed my mind what I wanted to roll,
Uh-huh.
sort of while throwing it. Rolled a natural 20. I don't want to investigate, and I don't want to insight. I just want to peacock. Like,
Like performance.
yes.
Like you want a performance check. So what's that bring you to a 21? With a natural 20?
21, yeah.
Nice. So you're just trying to look impressive.
Correct.
Done. Easily done with a 21. Like you're swaggering through, like, and like I said, it is a absolute fuckery. You have a mixture, like you have people who are just kind of dressed in leathers and aren't super colorful, like they're dressed practically. But then side by side to that, you do have people that are dressed like in really like not nice, like cotton and just other plain cloths, but that are brightly dyed and all over the place. And some people that have what looks like maybe used to be clothes that were nice, but they wear them all the fucking time, and they live on the ocean and fight people and drink booze, and just it's like ragged and just kind of dirty looking. A lot of the times, you are one of the very few who is dressed really richly and cleanly, and so you stand out like a fucking beacon.
Wonderful.
And you do get looks of like impressed, awe, like a lot of like maybe a little bit of jealousy from some eyes. Like you clearly look like you got money. These people like money. Like
Is it obvious to the party that Gloob is kind of peacocking a bit?
I would
If it
imagine
wasn't.
so.
If it wasn't, I would not be doing my job very well.
Right? Yeah. It is.
Um,
Gloob is clearly strutting and like
Okay.
keeping his like shoulders back, making sure that like he's got one hand rested on the pommel of Captain's authority, making sure people can see like the little onyx eyes in the hilt of the sword itself, as well as all the rings that he's wearing. Like he is full display.
At some juncture, it probably does take a minute for Julian to pick up on this because he's doing that investigation.
Mm-hmm.
But when he does notice, kind of like double take over, and knowing how much Gloob is enjoying this, he will use whatever combination of minor illusion and prestidigitation to give his strut some extra zing. Maybe
Sure.
it's like some shimmeriness, or like some impressive clack clack to his heels hitting the ground, or something.
Easy enough
Just,
to do. Very
we-
minor magics that can be
we-
done.
We zinging up Gloob a little bit, just kind of as we go.
People
Let-
are taking notice, 100%.
Letting him have his moment.
Exactly what we didn't want. Thumbs up, guys. You're welcome.
Fuck, I'm looking at Yakum down there just going,
This is
I
not the kind of
fucking love
attention we were
this.
trying to
This is the
avoid.
best
We are
thing
fine.
ever.
They'll only remember the frog.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
But Bart, with your 22 on perception, it does look like you got a few people who look like maybe they feel like they might be able to get a little something, but you spot them and are able to kind of like, unless you're trying to like let them fuck around and find out, are able to make it known that you see them and they will fuck off.
If they I'll do the speak softly and carry a not very big stick, but a stick that has a crystal doorknob on the end of it that glows and points at them if they try to do some shit.
Oh yeah, and like I said, these like you guys kind of already heard the rules here. Getting caught is the crime, not necessarily doing it. And so like these guys are very much on the. I've been noticed. I am going somewhere else because that already defeats the purpose if you know they're coming. But it definitely looks like they're just kind of keeping an eye out for opportunities, and especially like they saw that all these people were looking at Gloob, and they can kind of see Julian doing his thing to kind of help him out. And they're like, maybe I could take some advantage of this. Never mind. Turn it right around. Awesome. But with the 22 on your investigation, like it takes you guys probably about half an hour to kind of fight your way across the district, because it is impossible to go in a straight line. You guys have to zigzag across, going on these like smaller platforms, some of which you have to go across on like single file, and some of which are kind of like rope bridges. And it's just all of this chaos. You can see why people are willing to pay these people who are like rowing boats. Like it's a weird like pirate Venice down there. Like they're poling along down below the docks, and you can see why people are willing to pay for it, because you can just go straight from point A to point B, because for the most part you can just go right under everything. There's a few parts where it looks like people are ducking and maybe have to like lift up a ladder, like one of the rope bridges or whatever to get through, but it looks like it's definitely a lot faster if speed is your goal. But like I said, about half an hour, you guys get over there. Julian, with a 22 on investigation, you kind of get your lay of the land, and you're pretty quickly able to spot a larger building, a larger establishment that you're like, I bet you that is a shop. And you guys kind of come around and it is a just as ramshackle building as all of the others. Looks a little bit bigger. Seems to have like a smaller second story up on the top. And you kind of see along the front Bloody Ward's Arcane Oddities. Except Ward's Arcane Oddities is in all like black paint. You're kind of going across in relatively neat hand. Looks like it was painted on purpose, whereas Bloody is kind of tacked on it. The front is kind of catty corner, like it was squeezed in to fit right next to Ward's, and it is in just this splashed red paint.
All right. Nice.
Light appears to be on the inside. Like door is kind of ajar, like it doesn't quite shut right, and you can see kind of through the gaps in it that there appears to be some lights on inside.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This entire thing has like super strong Jack and Daxter like 2 and 3 vibes.
You guys going in?
Does it seem like it would be a lot faster to move along where the boats are taking people back and forth?
It definitely. You figure they're probably going faster because they're going in straight lines and don't have to deal with as much traffic. Like you're having to go through people and like you're having to kind of cut across.
So it'd definitely be worth it logistically to cast a water walk and just run on those paths.
Probably.
Okay.
I said
Sure.
paths is a strong word. It's just kind of like underneath everything.
Right. Gotcha.
If that's what you guys want to do, sure, you could do that.
About give or take.
Mhm.
Time is it? Is it like closer to 6 or like closer to midnight?
I'd say it's probably closer to about 9 o'clock at this point.
So do we want to go and have the conversation now, or speak to him tomorrow?
Oh. Is there an open sign?
Nope. Like I said, the door's there. Looks like there's some lights on inside. You haven't tried it to see if it's locked or not.
Oh.
I think
If it can be locked.
Less so about it being open, more about this being a lively conversation.
And
Right.
what was that, Jacob?
why don't we scout what's in there? I mean, at the very least, I'm looking for the canter of endless water that I've been looking for a while. So we could just present ourselves as customers today, and then and then tomorrow come back, get the information we need, or
Alright.
I mean, get what we want, then pounce on them.
Sounds
Very
good.
well. Well, let's go shop.
Okay. You guys just walk into Bloody Ward's Arcane Oddities.
Unless it's locked.
It is not. It opens.
Hey.
And then we go in anyways.
Gloop says,
Kick store in.
Gloop said, only if you get caught. He'll unlock this door.
You
It was
can't
never-
get caught if there's no survivors.
But you guys walk in to Bloody Ward's Arcane Oddities, and it is just as ramshackle on the inside as it looks on the outside. You actually have to step over a small gap where you would fall through, possibly, into the water below as you kind of step into this open door. It looks like shops on the inside that you guys have seen. There are bookshelves and some display tables that just seem to have all kinds of like odd like knickknacks and bits and bobs just all over the place. Like there are some swords, there are some daggers, there's some bows. There seems to be some smaller barrels that held arrows and crossbow bolts. And then also like clothing racks that seem to hold some cloaks. There seem to be some boots that are just kind of up on top of a bookshelf. Anything and everything. Actual books on the bookshelf. Actual books just on the table. All kinds of stuff. And kind of across from you, there's a kind of long counter that doesn't... It's just like a long table, almost. It doesn't have anything blocking, like, from below the waist. It looks like it's a board that was just nailed down on one side, all the way across down onto some boxes that were stacked up and are serving as the other mounting point for this long piece of wood. But as you come in, you do hear a faint ring, almost as if like you would hit a bell, but you don't see any evidence of a bell. That just kind of tinkles a little bit loudly. And a few moments later, after you guys have walked in, you kind of hear a quick from kind of back behind the counter around a corner, and as someone kind of comes out from around what seems they've come down some stairs, is a very, especially compared to you guys, tall man, probably just shy of 6 foot. Seems to have this long, kind of unkempt, slightly greasy back hair pulled back into a long tail with some just kind of coming out that doesn't seem to have stayed caught up. Very, very thin, gaunt-faced, kind of sallow skin tones, sunken cheeks, and sunken eyes. But even as I assume you guys are kind of coming up to his counter, and as he is coming to it, unnatural. As one eye is this like pearlescent white in its iris, while the other just seems this very dark color. But once you get closer and you get in the light, it is just like this dark, almost congealed blood red in its iris. Dressed smartly, at one point probably, seem to have this kind of red shirt, kind of flowy at the cuffs, kind of coming off on either side with this kind of charcoal gray vest over it, but both of them looking very rumpled and maybe a little dirty, like he sleeps in them, with it like long black pants kind of coming down to mismatched boots, one of them coming up almost to his knee while the other one comes up to just above his ankles.
Oh no.
And as you guys kind of come up, spreads his hands wide. Hello, I'm Lucian Ward. Welcome to my shop.
Oh, Jesus God.
What can I do for you?
You sell enchanted knickknacks.
Enchanted goods, arcane oddities of any and every kind. Some that I've acquired and some that I've made myself.
Just what we're here to see.
Yes, I can sell, I can buy from you if you have anything that you would like to pawn off to me. I give fair prices to everyone.
Well, let's see what there is to buy first.
Of course, of course. Well,
Panicked sidelong glance at Bart.
what is it that you might be interested in? I've the menagerie of goods, and I am happy to direct you to whatever might best fit your desire.
Well,
Kind of like looks down at himself and his friends.
weapons and things that can aid in martial scenarios, but we're always
Of course.
open-minded.
Well,
And a decanter of endless water.
a decanter
and
of
a
endless
decanter
water.
of endless water, yes.
That I do have in stock, actually. Very popular item.
Brilliant.
Finally.
I create them every now and then, but for the most part, I'm able to just buy them off of people when they don't have any money and are in desperate need.
You just see his face actually illuminate as he looks through his magical stock.
I would like to know my enemy.
You're just
Oh,
kind of
shit.
eyeballing this guy. Okay, what are you trying to find out?
I was getting ready to joke around and be like, Julian would like to know his enemy.
Yeah.
HP and total class levels, if any.
Higher than yours, and higher than yours.
Nice.
Oh.
All right.
A decanter of endless water was being relatively common item. It runs you only about 150 gold.
Slaps that shit on the table.
Lovely. And just hands
Easy
you.
business.
It's fresh water, right? Though it's not seawater.
It can be either, whichever you like.
Oh, okay. Well, that works fine. All right.
A gesture over at Jakob. Julian is just super glad for Jakob to finally have this fucking thing.
Okay. Bart's just leaning over to Yaki like, "Come on, you need to even test to see if it works. We're in a pirate place here. Come on, use some sense. It's all right."
And it looks as described. Like I said, it is a like bright, almost silver, and decanter. It's got like runes seem to be etched around the rim as well as along the handle and carrying strap and all that fun stuff.
How do I get this to work?
Oh well, you just look into it. You ask for it. And he just kind of grabs it out of your hand as you're kind of saying that, and just opens it up and just kind of goes, and just fires off like probably almost a gallon of water just into the floor of his shop. Most of it seems to drip down into the floorboards and down below into the water. You can hear it dripping. See, there you go. I do not sell faulty goods.
Just big eyes. Oh, hell yeah.
I thought you'd have regular business if you regularly sold fake items.
Exactly.
Do we have time to like go through his full stock, or are we gonna pick that up next session?
I'll say, as you guys are moving, and he is just kind of like he's a salesman. While he sounds batshit insane, he does start moving around and showing you items. And I think we're gonna leave off this session with Bart. You do notice kind of as you guys are moving around and stuff, and especially kind of as he's kind of gesturing and flourishing and stuff, you see what appear to be scars, quite old, but around both of his wrists and around kind of the bottom of his neck. And as we're gonna go ahead and end tonight's session. So.
All right.
Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys had fun. I know I did. I'm so excited for you guys to be in Hull's Hearth. I've been waiting on this for forever. I'm very hyped. And I
Hell yeah.
very much hope that you guys end up enjoying it. But also thank everybody who came out to watch us. I know we saw Dice Legends had popped in here. Thank you. Always happy to see you. You are lovely. But always we do this game every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, run by myself and played by these gentlemen around me. We had gone on a break previously, but we are back now, and we'll be back. We're here today. We're going to be back next Monday, so definitely come check us out then. And on Saturdays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard, we have our Across Eberron game, which is DM'd by this lovely gentleman right here, who dropped something I think is having a bit of a struggle.
My dice box pinched the shit out of my finger, and so I had to rip it open, and all my dice went flying.
Oh no! But that's a lot of fun. There's trauma. I'm dead in that game right now, actually, because I play in that. There's a lot going on. It has most of us that are here right now, plus some other fun folks. So come check us out on that as well. Also, one last reminder to go ahead and check out the link to fucking International Medical Corps. They are helping people out who need it over in Ukraine on the mental and physical health front. And I really hope that you'll consider doing a little bit of good. It's a nice thing if you can. I encourage it. If not, it'd be like that. Do what you can where you can. And we are going to see you next time. In the meantime, we're going to raid our friends over at Dice Cream Sandwich, show them some love. They play D&D stuff. We play D&D stuff. TTRPG is a good time. We'll see y'all later. Bye!